onto the couch while yelling at him and then locked him outside. Rope remains free on continuing bail ahead of sentencing later this month. New South Wales police believe they'd charged the mastermind behind the kidnapping and murder of a Sydney grandfather. Dusty Fitzpatrick reports.
Chris Bagzarian was snatched from his North Ryde home in February. His body was found 11 days later. Officers say the 85-year-old wasn't the intended target of the kidnapping and was taken in a case of mistaken identity. Detectives have now confirmed the arrest of a 32-year-old man alleged to have coordinated Mr Bagzarian's kidnapping and death. The total number of people charged over the grandfather's murder now sits at 11. Police say inquiries are ongoing.
Early investigations in Thailand suggest a devastating fire at a Bangkok bar may have been caused by an electrical short in an air conditioner. At least 28 people have been killed and 25 others are critically injured. The bar owner is among those in intensive care. It's not the first time such an incident's occurred in Thailand, despite official promises to improve fire and electrical safety standards. There are tributes for actor Sam Neill after his sudden death at the age of 78. His list of movies is long and varied, from Dead Calm, My Brilliant Career and The Dish, to Jurassic Park, The Piano and Event Horizon. The Prime Minister has paid his respects along with David Wenham and Magna Zabansky.
And just shocked because when I spoke to him not long ago, he was cancer-free and really happy and excited about life. So this is just devastating. And he was just a one-off, such a talented, classy, beautiful, wry, warm human being.
And a touching tribute for MND campaigner Neil Danaher from his daughter Beck. She's named her baby son Ted Neil Danaher Howe. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol garage doors are proudly and brilliantly made right in South Australia. Gliderol.com.au.
Good morning, Tom Wren.
And a very good morning to you as well, Kendall. Port Adelaide has decided not to challenge a one-match suspension handed down to Jason Horne-Francis, meaning he'll miss the Saturday clash against Fremantle at home. The Power will also be without Mitch Georgiades and Zach Butters, while Jack Lukosius and Lockie Jones are also in doubt after the clash against the Saints. Meantime, the Crows will be without Rory Laird for around a month after he suffered an ankle injury on the weekend. For Geelong, it's holding out slim hope Jeremy Cameron's season isn't over just yet. The 33-year-old will have AC joint surgery this week, which will sideline him for up to 6 weeks. Cameron has also been playing in discomfort after breaking his arm in last year's grand final. Coach Chris Scott telling Fox Footy there won't be additional surgery on the existing injury just yet.
He has an issue with his arm as well that will be looked at some point, but there's no consideration to... Well, maybe there has been some consideration, but it's been decided, it was pretty clear that can wait until the end of the year.
Let's go to cricket. Big Bash on Christmas Eve is set to return. The fixture to be released this week will reportedly include a game between the Melbourne Renegades and Hobart Hurricanes. That'll be played at the Junction Oval in Victoria. And in some soccer, Spain and France have been put through their paces in the humid Texas heat. That's ahead of tomorrow morning's semi-final clash at the FIFA World Cup. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast: showers easing in 17, partly cloudy tomorrow 16 and sunny on Thursday and Friday 17. At the moment 13 on 5AA, Always Adelaide.
As a South Aussie-based not-for-profit health insurer, Health Partners isn't just your health partner. We're your tooth-checking partner, hammy-stretching partner, chart-squinting partner. We're your bone-mending, script-filling, arch-lifting, giving, salad-suggesting, generous limit-giving, member-supporting, SA-loving partner. So for great value health cover, there's no better partner in health than Health Partners. Health insurance made human.
Do you need legal help right now? At Anderson Solicitors, we put people first. Expert legal advice when and where it's needed. Trusted by South Australians for over 50 years with 6 locations. Anderson Solicitors. Help when you need it.
You don't just cook a good barbie, you command it. You are head of the grill, keeper of the flame, sovereign of the snag, which is exactly why your kingdom deserves an Adelaide outdoor kitchen. Choose the best appliances at a bar fridge, a pizza oven, or make jaws drop with a custom-made concrete benchtop designed as a statement piece.
Indoor concrete benchtops too, handmade and one of a kind. Nothing is off the shelf. Every piece is crafted just for you and no two slabs are ever the same. Experience the Wow Factor range in person at the Seaford Meadows showroom on Farrow Circuit or contact Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens for more information.
Because serious hosts have serious kitchens. Build yours with Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens. Visit adelaideoutdoorkitchens.com.au.
There's one hybrid with an engine so smooth you could play a vinyl record on top of it. In fact, that's what you're listening to right now. This record is being played smoothly on top of a Honda CR-V without skipping a beat. And if you think that's smooth, visit Formula Honda now and make the Honda CR-V yours from just $49,900 with 5 years free servicing. The new Honda Hybrid CR-V from Formula Honda. Smooth sailing. T's and C's apply.
Go Harvey Norman. Buy with no deposit 60 months interest-free on a participating Latitude credit card and get a bonus gift card up to $1,000. Furniture, bedding, TVs, fridges, computers and more. Shop with no deposit 60 months interest-free on a participating credit card from Latitude Financial Services and get a bonus $100 gift card for every $1,000 you spend. Monthly credit card fee currently $11.95 applies. Subject to change. New customers must be approved. Minimum finance $1,000. Equal monthly payments. T's and C's, charges and product exclusions. Don't miss this huge offer at Harvey Norman now.
If I don't listen to 5AA Breakfast in the morning, I actually have a bad day.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Live from Hindmarsh Square, it's 5AA Breakfast. Will Goodings with Stacey Lee.
8 after 6, good morning to you. Welcome to Tuesday on 5AA Breakfast. It is the 14th of July. We kind of hoped by this point in the year we wouldn't have more stories of dead sea life washing up on South Australian beaches. Well, we do. We'll be chatting with citizen scientist Susan Belperio about that after 6:30 today. Also coming up on the program, this zoning law that allowed police to crack down on miscreant behaviour in the city is being renewed. We'll be chatting with the Law Society with their view on that after 7 o'clock today. We'll talk with Phil Curry about federal politics off to the nation's capital. Very much looking forward to chatting with Leanne Saunders, who is the head of production at the SA Film Corp. Leanne worked with Sam Neill on one of his last films and is from New Zealand, knows him really, really well. So looking forward to celebrating Sam Neill's life over the morning as well. And also we're going to talk about this crackdown that started yesterday in South Australian Parliament to try to come up with ideas. 200,000 people in South Australia use dating apps. And unfortunately, it's fertile ground for domestic violence abusers and others, and there needs to be a way to fix that, and that's what they're working on in State Parliament, and we're going to interrogate after 8:30 today. Stacey Lee, good morning to you.
Good morning, Will. How are you?
I'm well. Were you in the city at all yesterday? Late yesterday?
Not late yesterday, no.
You didn't hear the bells ringing?
No, I did not hear the bells ringing.
I'd love to hear from someone who heard the bells ringing yesterday. 8223 0000. This was the sound you heard in the city for 3 hours. Yesterday. 3 hours. It was from about 4 p.m. till 7:15. So peak hour. A lot of our listeners would have heard it if you're in the city. Marking 160 years of the Bells operation. It's called 5,000 charges, and they do it once every so often. It happens twice in the last 15 years. But I was fascinated.
For 3 hours?
For 3 hours.
Why?
And, this is the thing that blows my mind about the town hall bells. I figured someone pushes a button, bells ring. There was some mechanism. There are people called campanologists. Campanologists. And there must have been 4 or 5 of them, and they pull a rope in unison. Now, they had to do that in shifts for the period of 3 hours. Campanology. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Me either.
I'd love to hear. Now, I can't imagine. I don't know how many campanologists there have ever been
Probably
in South
4
Australia.
or 5.
And I don't know how many are listening right now, but I'm going to have a stab at it. Love to hear from a campanologist listening on 8223 0000 because it's like a synchronised movement.
It would be a workout.
It was
an absolute workout. Your arms today, they would be feeling it today.
Oh, absolutely.
But your back muscles and. You'd be like,
it's a pull down. Like it's literally a gym movement. Here's Andrew Hopton, who was on the afternoon program talking about it yesterday.
Well, in this case, it's a performance of a particular method. In this case, it's going to be what we call Bristol Surprise Major. And they'll be following that pattern for 5,040 changes and due to a composition that's been, it's been written many years ago, but it's something that we're following. And the conductor will be responsible for making sure everyone sticks to the line.
Well, that shows how naive I am, because I just thought bells ringing was a sort of generic tone. It's actually
There's a conductor.
It's a piece of music.
Yeah.
Got me thinking this morning. I wonder, have you ever had a weird job, an odd job in your life, done something that doesn't exist or not doesn't exist probably. I'm sure some of our listeners will have jobs that don't exist anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But just peculiar lines of work. Chimney sweep. The people that used to connect phone calls, we've had a lot of those.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Because obviously that was all done locally. So anyone who's had a job that is extinct or just peculiar.
I'm glad we're having this conversation now and not in 5 to 10 years' time after the introduction of AI.
It might just be all jobs.
Exactly.
It's just the idea of human beings working.
That's interesting. No, I don't think so. I've had a lot of jobs. I had a lot of jobs when I was at school. First one was ever at Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, that's
Classic,
iconic.
Rite of passage.
Yes.
No, and then worked in a pharmacy. Oh, actually, yes. Video shop, Blockbuster.
Ah, there you go.
Yep, worked at Blockbuster. I used to take off the little security tags and give everyone their movies, especially on a Friday night.
Did you charge late fees or were you generous?
Oh, yeah. No, I charged the late fees.
Did you have discretion or not?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Unless someone sent their kid in.
Oh, that's a good call. My mother used to do that with us, and we were always late.
Smart.
I reckon she was onto it. New York Video on Grange
doing.
Road. We used to go in there all the time.
Mrs. Gooding, smart woman.
That's a great one, actually, and it makes me nostalgic for that sort of.
Yep.
There's nothing quite like physically hiring a movie, a new release.
Yes, and going there as a family and having to decide you only get one. What are we watching tonight? You've got to compromise. No, we'll watch that one next week. And we were never allowed the new releases. They're too expensive.
Yes.
So it was always, what haven't we seen that's just old enough but not quite too new?
Well, they'd often have those deals where you'd get three for $4 or something or other. That's a good one,
Stacey. And then you judge everyone who's going around the corner into the adults only section.
I don't think ours had an adults only section. Must have.
I reckon it did.
It probably did. We just didn't know it existed.
That's a good thing.
8223 0000. Jobs that don't exist anymore, perhaps, or just are a little bit peculiar, like a campanologist. I would have thought that job doesn't exist anymore, but clearly there is still a need for that. You can text us too on 0448 08 1395. You made the point about AI. I saw something, and I wonder if any of our other listeners have seen this in the wild yet. I was reading an article on ESPN, which is the US sports network. We don't really have an equivalent here, but it'd be effectively like Fox News. We were like reading an article about the Australian cricket team on Fox News, and it was peculiar. The headline and the story just was poorly written. It didn't. Some of the details felt weird, and so went and had a look at the byline. AI generated report. There was no human being involved in the writing of it, which seems relevant in the context of a conversation about ancient and changing workforce. I haven't seen that in Australia yet.
Didn't we have it here in Adelaide? Wasn't there a news report that?
Yes, we have. I guess I'm thinking written word, where it's expressly stated.
Written,
I think people have gotten into trouble, politics, courts,
yes,
media,
yes,
for relying on this. But something felt really bold and overt and obscene almost about, well, this is just what we do now. In fact, it's a byline like by Stacey Lee. It just says by AI-generated writers.
I mean, look, I'm not going to give any credit to any news organisation that publishes AI-generated content. However, at least the byline said AI-generated, and they didn't give it some name. You know, sometimes they give their AI bots a name, and then you have to click into it and find, as Sally Field is actually our bot here at ESPN, and she generates our AI content.
That's a really good point, because that's pervasive on social media now, isn't it?
Yes.
You don't know who's real and who's not.
Here we go. We've got some text messages coming in, 0448 08 1395. Judith loved the sound of the church bells.
They do sound nice.
Yeah.
3 hours, though?
I don't know about 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Chris says, my dad had one of the first video shops in Adelaide. I used to have to sit there and splice the videotapes. There you go.
Oh, Rewinding? Remember you had to rewind the tapes?
Yes.
You meant to rewind them on the way in?
Yeah. When I was working there, it was more DVDs, so that was okay.
Was it? Yeah, DVDs. Famously, Quentin Tarantino started out in a video shop.
Really?
He's got his love of films, and he just had this encyclopedic knowledge because he just sit in the shop just watching weird Japanese horror movies and stuff all day.
Linda said grid girls don't exist anymore. Yes.
They don't exist? No?
I think that's probably a good thing.
I'm just thinking, it's generally if there's dancing involved in any sporting event now, it's kind of mixed gender, isn't it?
Mixed gender. Yeah. I was going to say some sports still have. I mean, I liked the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders show on Netflix, the documentary on Netflix.
They're savage in that, aren't they?
It's crazy the way they do their cheerleading in the US.
Con, this one might be for you. I don't know how good your reading of Greek is, Stacey.
Not very.
He said, as campanologist, comes from the Greek word for bell.
Yeah, don't ask me to pronounce it. Thank you, Con.
Con, you send us through a voice memo, Con, and let us know. 8223888, text us on 0480081395. Other jobs that don't exist or strange odd jobs that you used to do. This one's good from Andrew. It says a job that's no longer movie theatre ushers.
Oh, yeah.
That used to guide you to a seat with a torch.
They do still have that at the theatre, at Adelaide Festival Centre when you're walking in the door. They'll show you but not walking you direct to your seat.
No.
Unless you need some assistance.
It's a sort of sad sign of the fact that, do you ever have trouble finding a seat in a movie cinema these days?
And you know what I'd love? An usher who brings around popcorn.
That would be excellent.
Because once you're in there, you've got no choice but to buy it.
You're trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to.
Mick in Kilburn's called in with a bit of a traffic intel for us. Morning to you, Mick.
Just come through the Medimby intersection, Road Terrace, Main North Road.
Mm-hmm.
The lights are out there. Police are in attendance, waving traffic through with their lights. But street lights, traffic lights, all out, and it's about to get very busy there very soon.
Well, Mick, that's great advice, mate. Thank you for that. So keep aware of that in your movements. The traffic lights are out.
And I like this text from Rob. He's just sent it through. This is Rob's way of safeguarding his career in the future when AI takes over all other roles. I'm always saying please to ChatGPT questions. Come the robot takeover. I hope they remember me and treat me nice.
Do you ever say please or thank you to a AI?
No. Do you?
It's weird. Sometimes I'll say thank you. Which is terrifying.
Wasn't there a study done about how much that costs the economy?
Yes.
Because it has to respond and it uses data and energy and power and
because of that courtesy.
Because of the polite people like you.
That's right. There are people in Midwestern states of the United States who can't afford drinking water. 19 minutes after 6, 8223 the number, or you can text us on 0480081395.
Paris Scarf Big Stocktake Sale is on now. Refresh your bedroom with 50% off a huge range of full-price quilts and toppers, plus 50% off a huge range of full-price electric blankets. Sale ends soon. See conditions online. Paris Scarf. Great brands, great prices.
G'day, Rowie and Timmy G here. Now, we cover all the latest in sport on the 5AA Sports Show podcast. Find it on the 5AA Player app.
Depression affects millions of Australians. That's why CMAX is on a mission to develop better treatment options. But it can't be done without your help. If you're aged between 18 and 55 and generally healthy, you might be eligible to take part in a clinical trial for depression research. Participants will spend 4 nights at CMAX in Adelaide CBD and get paid for their time. Ready to make an impact on the future of mental health research? Apply today at cmax.com.au.
In 1974, Emilio Quincy travelled to Italy to learn confectionery from the masters. Back home in Adelaide, he passed those skills to his son Joe, teaching him the art of chocolate and traditional sweets. Today, Joe and wife Antonetta continue the Quincy family tradition, crafting beautiful chocolate and confectionery here in SA. That's why, if it starts with a Q and ends with it's Quincy's. Shop online or in store at Quincy's Confectionery, 31 Henry Street, Stepney.
Now, years ago, a young bloke called Clayton left Adelaide to chase adventure, and along the way, he founded Kick-Ass, which is now one of Australia's leading brands for off-grid power, solar and camping gear. It's outback proof for life off the beaten track.
This Saturday, the 18th of July, Kick-Ass is coming home with the opening of their very first Kick-Ass Adelaide store, which is super exciting.
It's also day one of Kick-Ass Week, which with epic deals across the range, plus there's a sausage sizzle, free merch and giveaways.
So head to Kick-Ass Adelaide at Jeps Cross Home HQ this Saturday. Say good day to founder Clayton. Enjoy amazing deals and all the fun of the Kick-Ass homecoming.
Here at FIVEAA, we're all about supporting local. The Excelsior Hotel has had a makeover. New kitchen, a brand new menu, a fresh new gaming room, plus all-day dining from 12. Come home to something new. Gamble responsibly.
General Tools is turning 70 and still proudly supporting Australian manufacturing and engineering. For heavy industry, they stock premium metal cutting bandsaws, plus a large range of bandsaw blades to suit. You'll also find soluble oil, metal cutting lubricants, quality measuring equipment and the right tools for drilling, tapping, reaming and countersinking. With expert service, competitive prices and 70 years experience, you can trust General Tools. In store at Cavan or online at generaltools.com.au.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
Cabana.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
22 after 6. We're talking about campanologists at the start of the program. The people that are, well, they study the music of bells, but they're expert too in making the music.
Wow.
They were responsible for 3 hours worth of peeling bells at the Town Hall in the city yesterday afternoon. Con sent us through the Greek word, and Paddy just slipped it into that ad break if you missed it. So this is the origin of the campanology, the root of that word.
Cabana,
Cabana, which sounds delicious. I'm not sure those two things are linked. Thank you for that, Patrick. That was magnificent. Something that's happening is going to start today. Is a journey we've followed from really the concept through to the fact that it's going to be conducted today. Bucky's Beach Relay in May 2023. You might recall the very sad story of Simon Bacanello, who was surfing at Walker's Rock near Elliston. He was attacked by a shark and disappeared. The community wanted to rally around and find a way and I thought this was a really touching component of the story when we first covered it, to give the kids there both a bit of joy and a sense of community, because it had hit the community and it hit the young people, young surfers and others really, really hard. So the idea was raise $300,000 to help build a community sporting facility for the Elliston Area School, which is where Bucky taught, and to do so, a 720-kilometre journey in relay with volunteers and some of Simon's friend. Paul Bacanello, he's Simon's brother, joins us on 5AA Breakfast now. Paul, good morning to you.
How's it going, guys?
So, Paul, you've just gotten back from Wimbledon and you're going to be involved in a 720K trek. Is that good? A good way of dealing with fatigue from being on a plane, or not? Do you think?
Yeah, well, the jet lag's still well and truly a real thing at the moment, but really excited. Actually, I think rather than getting home and just recovering, it's been a week of just logistics and getting ready for what's happening, and now really excited that this morning the teams have just left. The first team, Team A, has just left, and we've just begun our 720-kilometre trek to Elliston. So it's been a really exciting week, to be honest, and a welcome reprieve from the jet lag, to be honest.
Well, yeah, it's a good excuse to get up and try and get over the jet lag quickly. So how's it working? It's a relay going from here to Elliston. How many Ks will each team do?
About 160 Ks a day, total 720 Ks. About 160 Ks a day, and then I think on the Saturday maybe might be a little bit less. So essentially what happens is we have pairs running 5 kilometres each, and then there's a baton that they pass after 5 kilometres to the next pair, and each group will run for about 4 hours or about 60 to 80 kilometres depending on how quickly people are going, and it goes from about 6 a.m. till 10 p.m. and we've got a few stops on the way. First stop tonight is going to be Seven Hill in the Clare Valley, and then on to Port Augusta and a few other stops, Cowell and Whyalla, for lunches and breakfasts and dinners. So as you can imagine, I feel like the logistics project has been even more of a challenge than the running project.
reflexively, Paul, I was going to say it's a marathon effort, but it's actually about 15 marathons, isn't it? It is extraordinary. So the $300,000 target, how's that looking at the moment?
Well, I must say, I think we've done. We're very fortunate with our supporters, such as you, very kind people at FIVEAA. We've reached about $420,000 so far.
Fantastic.
So we have changed the goalpost to. We're really keen. I think, to be honest, probably with a couple of other donations in the past couple of days, we're probably at about 450,000. So with this last push over these last few days, I think it's a realistic target for us to try to get to $500,000, and I think that would give the community just a wonderful facility that all the beginnings of one anyway. So
incredible.
All the people listening, if we've been very grateful for everyone's generosity, and if anyone hasn't donated and you feel you like the cause, please feel free to go to buckiesbeachrelay.com.au and help us to get to that $500,000 for this wonderful community.
Well, congratulations to you, Paul, and everyone involved. You've done a remarkable job, and all the best for the run ahead.
Thanks very much, guys. Really appreciate it.
Paul Baccanello, Simon Bucky Baccanello's brother, setting off on a 720k journey, ostensibly to raise $300,000. They're already at $400,000, so it looks like the Elliston Area School are going to get a magnificent facility for all the kids there, which is just terrific. Let's have a look at the weather today. It is currently 12.9 degrees outside, which is pretty reasonable given where it has been. 17 with showers easing today, up to 3 millimetres of rain on the forecast. Tomorrow, 16, no rain. 17 on Thursday with an overnight low of 5. That is going to be the coolest day of the week. 17 Friday, 18 Saturday, 18 Sunday, 18 on Monday. Notably, no rain on any of those days, so it's going to be dry from tomorrow. From today onwards. From tomorrow, it'll be dry. Tom Wren's in the 5AA Breakfast studio. From designer to traditional or contemporary, there's a glider or garage door to match your home. Gliderol.com.au. Morning, Rennie.
Morning, Will. Morning, Stacey. Guys, I don't know what you thought, and Will in particular with the footy. Jason Horne-Francis, surprised they didn't fight that one. I understand why they haven't. Because of the parameters of the grading system. But I don't know. I just didn't think. Maybe I'm a big Jason Horne-Francis fan, but I think there's a tax on him. I genuinely believe this.
Because of his strength and his physicality and his aggression.
And because of the perception of him, not so much in South Australia, but abroad, Jason Horne-Francis, he's left North Melbourne and he gets taxed. I think there's and you've spoken to me about this, Will, in other sports, like LeBron James, for example, probably Lionel Messi, they get free kicks and calls, 50-50s that go their way because they're the superstar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jason Horne-Francis is a star, but it goes the other way with and Zach Butters, and that's why I think Port lose the free kick count. Anyway, I could go on. I probably shouldn't be so cynical.
Well, is he? I think because maybe Crows fans be going, oh, come on. Does he get adjudicated the same way as Nick Dagos?
No.
Right. Do Port contest this if they're percentage out of the top 4?
Yeah. They probably do, and that. I think you're right, and I think that's probably where it's at. So look, you're spot on, and I mean, good luck this week anyway, Fremantle. But you know what? Half glass full, guys will get a chance to run through the midfield that don't normally, and I think it's going to be a tough day.
Port don't really get smashed,
but they don't get smashed.
Well, I think their percentage, I read, Rennie,
it's above 100.
Apparently, it's the best percentage for a 15th ranked side at this point of the season ever, or something like that.
Yeah, it would be. They've been incredible. And what Josh Carr and Stuart Dew and all of the coaches have done and the players is great. So I'm just disappointed he's not playing. World Cup fever tomorrow, France and Spain.
Who are you going for?
It's a great question.
I find this. Do you have an allegiance either way?
I started going for England after Australia were knocked out.
Okay, controversial.
I'm a bit the same, Stacey.
It's one or the other.
I'm afraid to talk about it because I got smashed for saying I don't hate the English soccer team.
I know. I'm a bit the same. Whereas we dislike the cricket team, but we kind of like the. Yes. I think it's because Harry Kane is so likeable.
He's likeable, and you know what the other thing is? They've been really hopeless for a long time. Hopeless for their expectations.
Yes,
we like an underdog.
That's right. But Argentina aren't likeable.
They are so unlikable. No. It's frightening. Yeah. But tomorrow, I think maybe France, only because look, they are a bit cocky and arrogant, but I think because they play beautiful stuff. Whereas Spain will try and lock it down a little bit more. Whereas France, I think, they're like the old Brazil. It's just beautiful. And anything that encourages freestyle, attacking play, I think is worth watching.
Yeah, I think I think, but maybe I'm just guilty about the submarines. What do you think, Stace? France or Spain?
No. Oh, yeah, I would go France.
France?
Yeah.
What do our listeners think? It's because I like it when it's tough to sort of split.
And the Argentina-England will be, I mean, goodness gracious.
Guilty about the submarine.
Yeah.
Your brain, the way your brain works is hilarious.
I'm always only 2 thoughts away from a submarine at any time, Stace. Good on you, Ready.
Thanks, guys. Great stuff.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers easing in 17 with the 6:30 news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brettig.
Had a collision? Get in touch with FIVEAA Panel Services and have your car returned to its former beauty.
The UN Shipping Agency has warned there's no legal basis for the US to impose a toll on all ships travelling through the Strait of Hormuz. US President Donald Trump has announced plans to charge a 20% toll on vessels in the key shipping lane, arguing it's to cover the cost of being a guardian for the area. Middle East expert Aaron David Miller says it's a hard sell for American officials who've been arguing Tehran can't use the strait as an ATM.
I think it reflects the confusion and frustration that the administration feels and the box that the president is in. I mean, the options are very bad here.
New South Wales police believe they've now charged the man who coordinated the kidnapping and murder of Sydney grandfather Chris Bagsarian. The 85-year-old was snatched from his North Ryde home in a case of mistaken identity before his body was found 11 days later. 7 people are already before the courts. Police say they've now charged another 4. Tributes are continuing for actor Sam Neill, who's died at the age of 78. More from Alex Riddell.
One of the most versatile actors of his generation, Sam Neill starred in some of cinema's biggest films. Best known for his role in the Jurassic Park franchise, his celebrated career also included acclaimed films The Piano and The Dish. Born in Ireland and raised in New Zealand, Neill spent much of his life living in Sydney. In 2019, he received Australia's highest screen honour, the Longford Lyle Award at the Actors.
I continue to be immensely grateful for the opportunity to work here and the generosity that Australia has shown me for no really good reason.
He had recently overcome blood cancer and had been in remission before dying suddenly in hospital, surrounded by family.
Australia's largest pension funds are failing to meet basic customer service standards. A survey has found a quarter of prospective super fund customers were told to go online to find basic details when they called for information. BHP has one last chance to reach a deal with unions before workers walk off the job later this week. Chelsea Bowden reports from Perth.
Pay negotiations between the mining giant and its workers have been ongoing since October. 8 bargaining meetings have so far failed to reach an agreement. BHP's latest offer included a 16% pay increase over 4 years and improved allowances. If today's 9th meeting doesn't end in a deal, members of the Combined Ports Union have vowed to stop work for 8 hours on Thursday. The move would cost BHP tens of millions of dollars in revenue. The company says it remains committed to bargaining in good faith, but has called in the Fair Work Commission for help.
And a study has found working from home increases the likelihood of obesity. RMIT researchers have used data from around 17,000 Australians. Turning to 5AA Sport.
From designer to traditional or contemporary, there's a Gliderol garage door to match your home. Gliderol.com.au.
And Tom Rowan, we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, exactly right, Kendall. We do not have to worry about that, hopefully, for some time for me anyway. But let's start with some football. The coaching race for the Tasmanian job's heating up with John Longmire meeting with the club for a second time. The Devils' job is believed to be down to 3 candidates, including Ken Hinkley and also Nathan Buckley. Meantime, Collingwood coach Craig McRae has walked back his comments. He wants picks, not players. The premiership winner made the comments during the 2024 trade period, but he's told Fox Footy the comment was only made to support a trade.
It was never my agenda or my philosophy. That was something that was happening in the background through a trade period that, funnily enough, Justin Leppich asked me to say that publicly, so then it would support a trade. But that's so far from my philosophy or my want. If anything, I'm probably more balanced.
The Wallabies are under pressure to end a 6-match losing streak in Saturday's Nations Championship test against Italy. Australia has blown half-time leads against Ireland and France to open the competition. Speaking on Sports Today, Wallabies legend Matt Burke says they need to be more ruthless.
It's so frustrating, sitting there and rather than, are we going to hang on, they need to have some kind of ability to up the ante and, push it into the ground when they've got the opposition down and out.
And in some cricket, Brendan McCullum has apologised for England's results under his leadership after he was sacked as Test coach. England have lost 7 of their past 9 tests, 19 of their past 38, and have not won a 5-match series against either Australia or India in McCullum's 4 years in charge. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast, showers easing in 17, partly cloudy tomorrow, 16, and then sunny for Thursday and Friday, tops of 17. At the moment, 13 on 5AA, Always Adelaide.
Pop here. Hey, look, I just want to let you know that I'm writing my will. I know. I'm not carking it anytime soon, but thought you'd be happy to hear I'm leaving you the boat, mate.
Be like Pop. Write your legal will for free, online and done in minutes at everywill.com.au.
Every will, write your will for free.
Maybe you're not winning a sprint anytime soon, but you're not old. Try experienced. That's more like it. You've lived, you've experimented with things, so now you know what you like. With Support at Home by Rest Haven, we help with that. From jobs around the home to nursing and clinical care. We've been around for over 90 years, so we know how you can stay living your way in your home. Experience counts. Find out more at resthaven.asn.au.
There's something lovely about clearing a little space. And Norm Metals is ready to help you do just that. If you've got an old fridge in the shed, some copper piping from a reno, or a pile of scrap metal you've been meaning to deal with, don't take it for granted. When Norm Metals in Ottaway will take it for cash. Copper, brass, aluminium, stainless steel, if it's metal, there's value in it. Declutter your home and reclaim your space. Norm Metals. Cash for scrap.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to get free installation? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? 2. The largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers and get free installation on your cabinets with laminate benchtops. For a limited time, of course. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
Mawson Lakes Volkswagen has a problem. Too many Volkswagens, not enough space. Yep, they're overstocked, and that's very good news for you because every demo is priced to clear, like right now. Their solution? A huge demo clearance with hot prices. But that's not all. They're offering immediate delivery and finance so easy, you'll wonder why you didn't do this sooner. But don't wait. These demo Volkswagens won't sit around for long. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
21 minutes to 7. Was anyone on Glenelg Beach on Sunday morning? About 500 crabs washed up on a 100-metre wide section of Glenelg. Some of the pictures just heartbreaking. Some reports too of some turtles on some suburban beaches. Spider crabs, blue swimmer crabs. Whole heap of them. I'm going to be chatting with Susan Belperio very shortly about that. And what does it say about the water quality? What does it say about the algal bloom? We'll get into all that very, very shortly. But we have a mountain of text days.
We absolutely do. We were talking about jobs that don't really exist anymore, and someone brought up grid girls, and I said, yes, thank God grid girls don't exist anymore. I think it's probably one of those ones we're happy to leave in part. Apparently not. Grid girls still exist in the MotoGP.
So they don't in Formula One, I don't think. I think it's gone.
I've not seen them at the 500.
No. Well, no, because it was a talking point. I remember it was a talkback topic when they decided to go away with it. Must have been 15 years ago.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so MotoGP.
Yep, Paul in Campbelltown. Morning, Will and Stacey. Sorry to tell you the bad news, but grid girls do exist only in the MotoGP, like what is happening in Adelaide next year.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
I wonder if that was written into the contract.
Maybe
we want the MotoGP and the grid girls.
Well, you buy the act, as they say in show business, so maybe it's all part and parcel of it.
Phil says, my first job was an apprentice French polisher. Don't see that much anymore. My eldest sister was, I'm going to mess this up, comptometrist. I don't even know what that is.
Oh.
Comptometrist.
Now, were they the people that did the connections?
Oh, the phones.
For the phones.
The phone connectors.
We need more information.
Yeah.
Text us through or call in 8223 0000.
And this was a funny one as well from Maxine in Paralawi. My mum worked as an usherette at the Forum and the Piccadilly theatres. Her boss made it a rule. Get this. Imagine if we had this rule here. Her boss made it a rule that all the women had to dye their hair a different colour every week. No two heads were allowed to be the same. She once had to crawl into an aisle to give Neil Curley his jacket that he'd left in the dining area.
Oh, that's superb.
Imagine how you would run out of colours. Their poor hair would have been frazzled by the end of that, dyeing it a new colour every week.
What an experience. That's a fantastic text.
Wow.
Keep your stories coming in. A comptometrist, someone who used a comptometer. Does that cleared it up for you?
That helps.
An adding machine. This is sort of like an early computer.
A calculator.
They worked in corporate and government finance and accounting departments. So an early, big, giant computer/calculator.
Gosh, there's so much we take for granted, isn't there?
Absolutely. It all exists on your phone these days.
Yep.
A comptometrist. 8223 0000. I think, in fact, someone might have called in. Who knows? Margaret in Parafield Gardens. Have you used a comptometer before, Margaret?
That's so funny. I was actually going to call, and then you just mentioned the word incorrectly, so I thought I should call.
Oh, please correct me.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a comptometrist.
Comptometrist.
It goes like that. And so what it was, I used to work for Woolworths, and back in the days we had half a dozen girls, I was one of them, and basically it's a speed calculator. So with your left hand, you're flicking over all the invoices to add them up to pay them, and the right hand is doing all the work. And I remember we used to have to be able to be, 12,000 keystrokes a minute or something.
Wow.
And I was 16,000. And I'm still really fast on a calculator.
So did you have to learn that? Did you learn that on the job, Margaret, or was there some sort of training course you had to do beforehand?
Oh, no, back then you didn't really have training courses for much, to be fair. No, it was one of those things, you might be using a calculator one day and the boss would walk past and see that you're quite fast. How about, would you like to try to do this?
Wow.
And within a week or two, you'd kind of mastered it. And so the only thing is it leaves you with a kink in your neck on your left-hand side, so I have to go to the chiropractor a lot because for 7 years I turned to the left quite a bit. But, we're talking 25, 30 years ago now, but it was great. It was a great job. Really liked it.
And are you ambidextrous now, Margaret, being able to use both hands?
I've always been like that. Same with typing, same with playing the piano. Yes.
Wow.
I think that's an advantage.
Yeah.
That kind of helps with the job.
Did you leave the role, Margaret, or did the technology change?
Can't quite remember. I think I left the role because I was backwards and forth with children, and then eventually wanted to get working with animals or something completely different. But the role definitely isn't there now. No, not at all.
Margaret, thank you. You've just given us an education. We love learning new things.
Good.
That was terrific. Margaret in Parafield Gardens. Let's learn something more about something we hope not to need to know, and that is the sea life washing up in Glenelg. Susan Belperio, someone we enjoy talking to, citizen scientist, a retired anaesthetic specialist. Susan, good morning. We're looking at pictures of Glenelg Beach and these spider crabs and blue swimmer crabs. It's just heartbreaking, isn't it?
Yes, Will. Good morning to yourself and Stacey. It is really the latest dystopian horror story to hit our beach and our beaches, as I understand that other beaches nearby have also been affected, but not to the same extent.
As Will said, it's shocking. And looking at the images, 500 crabs, and it's all in a pretty small section of the beach, about a 100-metre part of Glenelg Beach. Do we know why that area? And Susan, I thought the algal bloom was over.
Well, you see, the government narrative is that there is no longer anything to see here. But if you really want to know what's happening, just ask a citizen scientist, because we patrol the beaches on a daily basis. And in fact, as far as we're concerned, the algal bloom, or the very toxic algal bloom, and its lingering after effects still remain out there in full force. It's just that things have actually changed a little. Like, I don't know what has caused these, actually, we think now thousands of dead crabs to wash up along the seagrass north of the Glenelg jetty. But we do know that for other creatures that have had mortalities recently, for example, at the start of June, we had 5 dead dolphins on metro beaches within a 1-week period. And we have continued to have birds wash up even as recently as a few days ago. And Professor Mike Steer has actually been on the record saying that starvation has been a prominent cause of, say, the dolphin deaths and the bird deaths. And this is because the toxic algal bloom decimated the usual food sources of these creatures, though I can't really imagine that that is a factor in the mass crab deaths that we've been seeing, actually for a little bit over a week. So there have been a number of hypotheses put forward by experts yesterday after I put that post up to raise awareness with the public. And one of them is that there may well be some toxins in the benthic layer, that's the bottom of the sea, that are arriving prior to high cell counts starting up, or toxins lingering for much longer than we thought in the sediments at the bottom of the sea, and that maybe the recent storms or the freshwater discharges from the Paddle have stirred up all of these sort of dormant cysts on the sediment on the bottom. Other factors that have been proposed are oxygen depletion in the water, pollutants from the river and from stormwater discharges, you name it. But
Susan, we've been sent a question about dead turtles. Has that come across you or your community of citizen scientists, that some turtles have washed up on beaches?
Yes, in fact, I don't know when you received those reports, but I myself saw my first dead turtle on Glenelg Beach last December, and on that same day someone found one at Seacliff. There have also been green sea turtles that have washed up periodically but not frequently. But the Department of Environment and Water, in fact, has been quoted in an article in today's Guardian about the dolphin deaths and how they have starved to death. You have actually included turtles as one of the animals that have actually been starving. So, yes,
it is disturbing.
We are seeing.
Well, Susan, thank you for your work detailing some of these really quite gruesome and confronting scenes, but it's important that someone's doing the work on the ground. Susan Belperio, citizen scientist and retired anaesthetic specialist. Stacey, you've got a statement there from PIVEAA on this.
Yes. Yeah, the Department of Primary Industries and Regions say they've received these reports of the crabs being washed up on the weekend. Samples have been collected and they're investigating the cause. They don't yet know what it is, but they say marine mortality events can occur by a variety of causes, changes to the environment such as temperature, salinity, oxygen levels, and they say that the latest results show 0 or low level of Carinia, that is the harmful algal bloom, along the metropolitan coasts. They are also aware that some dogs have been interacting with the crab carcasses, and they want to remind dog owners to keep their pets away from sick or dead fish. If you see anything unusual involving dead fish, please call Fish Watch on 1800 065 522.
I thought Susan explained well the distinction between things that are directly linked to the algal bloom, a la asphyxiation, suffocation essentially, and those that are indirectly affected where your food source disappears or something about the marine ecology has changed over the last 12 months that's led to things dying. So maybe some of this is not the current presence of a Carinia, it's the delayed impact of where it has been
Some
previously.
of the fallout still
Some of the
occurring,
fallout,
yeah.
that's a good way of phrasing it. Let's head to the Weather Bureau. Daniel Sherwin-Simpson joins us. Daniel, what's Tuesday got in store for us?
Yeah, good morning, guys. There's going to be a few little showers still to come, but the bulk of it has moved through right now. In the Gulf St Vincent, there's a couple of spots on the radar that'll make their way mostly up through the northern suburbs. We'll probably manage to skirt around it through the south. There's also some showers up through the lofties, but I guess for the rest of today, only expecting maybe a millimetre or two for the plains, and then up in the hills, sort of 1 to 5 millimetres might be all you get. And then as we head into the afternoon, things will start to slowly clear up by around sunset. We'll pretty much lose any chance of rainfall over the Adelaide area, going for a top of 17 today. As we move into tomorrow, our minimum temperatures will drop down a bit, down to 6 degrees, top of 16. We could see a bit of fog, most likely through the northern suburbs, but it could also creep down sort of the coast around to the airport also. So hopefully that doesn't cause any issues as the fog develops. I don't think it'll be a real widespread fog that'll push into the city, but yeah, it could be a little bit foggy in parts tomorrow. And then rest of the week, looking like sunny, mostly clear skies and warmish temperatures in the high teens.
I like that, warmish. Thank you. Daniel Sherwin-Simpson at the Weather Bureau. Let's head to SAPOL. Senior Constable Matt Brown joins us. Matt, man's been arrested in Port Augusta after a break-in.
That's right, guys. About 4 a.m. today, police were called to a house in Mildred Street in Port Augusta West after reports that a woman had seen a man trying to break into her house. The man fled the scene, but patrols arrived quickly in the area and were on scene within minutes. The man was arrested nearby in Hartley Street. So the 37-year-old local man will face numerous charges, including being unlawfully on premises and hinder police. So some good work by the Far North patrols there.
Okay. And a stolen car was set on fire at Ridgehaven as well, Matt.
That's right. Just before 5 a.m. today, police were called to Golden Grove Road after reports that a car was engulfed in flames in a nearby car park. Now, MFS crews were called in to extinguish the blaze. The black Holden sedan was completely destroyed by fire. Checks on the vehicle revealed it was stolen from an Andrews Farm address earlier in the night. The investigations are continuing by Northern District Police. Anyone who might have seen any suspicious activity in the area is asked to contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
And you've caught a driver speeding at Pimba.
Yeah, that's right. It's about 12 p.m. on Monday the 13th of July. Far North Highway patrols were conducting speed detection duties on the Stewart Highway at Pimba, about a kilometre south of the township, when a sedan was travelling at 175 k's an hour in a 110 k zone, and the vehicle was stopped. The driver was identified as an overseas visitor, so she may have mistaken the Stewart Highway for an autobahn or another unlimited speed highway in Europe somewhere. But the 23-year-old woman was issued with an expiation notice totalling $2,126 and 9 demerit points. So she was also issued with a 6-month immediate loss of licence notice. So good thing she will be safely off the road there and walking for the remainder of her journey.
Yeah, good thing for all of us. We'll be safe on the road. Matt Brown, Senior Constable there from SAPOL. It's 7 to 7. We have a 7 before 7 coming up after the break that is going to deeply irritate all of our Kiwi listeners. Traffic first, though. Winter snow and shine at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre multi-storey car park this Saturday. See horsepowercrew.com.
Morning there. Roads aren't looking too bad for the run-in today. We're accident and breakdown-free. Traffic quite light, which is good. Do have lights on the blink at the moment at Thorngate. That's due to a blackout. Roads affected Main North Road at Fitzroy Terrace and Robe Terrace. Look out for those works at Somerton Park. They will be slow this morning. Brighton Road near Harrow Road and starting to build at Camden Park, Morford Road near Maxwell Terrace for works. Early morning cameras, Grant Avenue, Rose Park and South Terrace in the Parklands. The Woolies Online Super Sale is on now. Get a super $50 off your first online shop of $170. Supersize your savings and enjoy new deals online every week. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
A mentor to build skills, confidence and independence. There's less waiting, straightforward support and real people you can contact when you need them. Just Therapy. Your success is our goal. justtherapy.com.au.
At Coles, get half price on selected dental hygiene brands like Colgate, Sensodyne, Listerine and more. Save in-store or online at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday. Excludes Down Everyday and clearance items. Follow the directions for use.
Most financial advice comes with strings attached. Well, AFM Wealth Strategy doesn't. They're independent. Part of just 1% of advisors in Australia. No commissions, no bank ties, no incentives pushing products. This is critical, unbiased advice.
You don't get that very often. And their fees aren't based on how much money you have, but on their time and expertise needed to help you reach your goals. That means their advice is clear, fair, and always in your best interest.
Now, when it comes to Centrelink and aged care, that areas that lots of people find confusing, well, Tony from AFM Wealth Strategy, he brings real experience. With over 15 years working in Centrelink, he understands the process and makes it simple to understand.
He understands the process?
I know.
Centrelink? It's probably the only person.
Tony's the guy.
He is the guy who understands Centrelink. So remember, for a worry-free retirement, you need to plan now. Get in touch with Tony and the team at AFM Wealth Strategy. Visit afmservices.com.au. An authorised representative of Independent Financial Advisor Australia, AFSL 464629.
This Saturday, one of Australia's leading off-grid brands opens its biggest store yet, and it's first in Adelaide. It's Kick-Ass, started by a local Adelaide boy now coming home. Join us for the grand opening this Saturday, the 18th of July. And on opening day only, the first 50 customers score a $50 store voucher, and everyone in before midday gets an extra 10% off our already insane deals. Be a part of the homecoming. Kick-Ass Adelaide, 750 Main North Road, Jeps Cross. Saturday, the 18th.
We chose to use Paint Professionals because they were referred to us by a previous client who was very impressed with the work that they had done and recommended them highly to us.
Paint Professionals turned the job around so quickly from the initial quotation straight through to completion.
Paint Professionals provided us with a very professional service. We're extremely happy with the outcome of it.
Painting an entire house or just a room? Make it a great experience with Paint Professionals. Visit paintprofessionals.com.au. Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
3 to 7. Remember, at any time you can plug 5AA Breakfast into YouTube or Facebook and you can watch the program on your devices, your TV at home, wherever you might well be. Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in my boots. Register or donate today. walkamile.org.au. It is time for a 7 before 7.
The top 7 before 7.
Inspired by Sam Neill and his wonderful career and life. We have a 7 before 7 New Zealanders that we've adopted as Australians. The number 7 spot. This is the best part about this is I've read this list and the number of times I went, oh, I thought that was Australian. Number 7, Keith Urban. Keith Urban,
yeah.
born in New Zealand.
I'm going to play a game.
Yeah.
Did I think they were actually Australian?
Yep.
Keith Urban, yes.
This next one, Farlap.
Oh,
Half
yeah.
the size of the horse, Farlap.
Yeah.
Born in New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yep.
That
Thought
one I
Farlap
knew.
was Aussie.
John Clark, the great comedian John Clark, was born in New Zealand. Made a lifetime out of satirising Australian politics, which sort of puts a different bent on it, if you like. Number 4, the Pavlova.
Oh, yeah.
That one's controversial, isn't it? Is that still up for debate? I thought the Pavlova was a live debate.
I think to Australians it's constantly up for debate, and to
Okay.
New Zealanders it's never been up for debate.
Debate settled.
Yep.
Okay. Number 3, this one, perhaps the most famous, Russell Crowe.
Oh, yeah.
Russell Crowe.
I think we all have always known he's a New Zealander, but
He
we
doesn't
choose
help,
to
though,
ignore
because
it.
he calls himself Australian, effectively, doesn't he? I mean, he goes for the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, that's true.
Number 2, just all of Crowded House is what Patrick's written down here. Neil Finn, the Finn brothers. Crowded House will take, and of course, for the number 1 spot, Sam Neill, who has inspired this. We'll talk more about Sam Neill's career after 7 o'clock. Very much looking forward to chatting with someone who worked with him, but love to hear your memories as well.
Favourite movies?
Favourite movies. Oh, we'll get into it more shortly, but it's just funny how it works out. I was thinking about what other movies. We all know Jurassic Park. It was such an iconic and wonderful film. But thinking about other movies he'd been in, and I sat down last night, put a movie channel on, and and Hunt for Red October was on. The great Sean Connery, submarines. It's a theme emerging.
This is a theme, Will. You and submarines.
You're getting to just know a disturbing amount about me, Stacey. And Sam Neill is in that movie. He's a Russian naval officer. Alongside Sean Connery. He's the breadth of films and roles he played is absolutely extraordinary. Just a wonderful actor and human being. So we'll talk more about Sam Neill, his roles in life after 7 o'clock this morning. We've got a jury coming up as well. We'd love you to be part of it. You can call in at any time on 8223 0000. Flick us a text 0480 1395.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers easing in 17 with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brattig.
Need a crash repairer you can trust? FIVEAA Panel Services delivers expert care to you and your vehicle.
The US president has declared he'll reinstate the blockade of Iranian ports in the Strait of Hormuz. Donald Trump has also added the US will impose a 20% charge on all cargo shipped, saying that will cover the cost of providing safety and security. Speaking on Fox, President Trump defended his suggested charge for the use of the key shipping lane.
We're going to keep the strait, and we'll probably run it. We'll become the guardian of the strait. Maybe we'll call it the guardian angel of the strait. And we should be reimbursed for that. When we do that, we're going to be reimbursed because the other nations are very wealthy. They're on our side. And we can't be expected to do that for nothing, unlike we had for many years.
Police are investigating after a stolen car was found torched in Ridgehaven overnight. Just before 5, police were called to Golden Grove Road after reports a car was engulfed in flames in a nearby car park. The black Holden sedan was completely destroyed. Checks on the vehicle revealed it was stolen from Andrews Farm earlier in the night. A frightening experience for a woman at Port Augusta West this morning. Senior Constable Matt Brown says she woke to see a man trying to break into her house in Mildred Street.
The man fled the scene, but patrols arrived quickly. The man was arrested nearby in Hartley Street. The 37-year-old local man will face numerous charges, including being unlawfully on premises and hinder police.
Charges have been laid against a man who New South Wales police believe coordinated the kidnapping and murder of Sydney grandfather Chris Bagsarian. The 85-year-old was snatched from his North Ryde home in a case of mistaken identity before his body was found 11 days later. The total number of people charged over his death now sits at 11. There are tributes for Sam Neill, who's died at the age of 78. He recently overcame blood cancer and had been in remission before dying suddenly in hospital yesterday, surrounded by family. Best known for his role in the Jurassic Park franchise, his celebrated career also included acclaimed films like The Piano and The Dish. Film critic Mark Nixalis says Sam Neill played some memorable roles without necessarily being the star of the show.
He was always the husband or the boyfriend in films like The Piano, My Brilliant Career. And he was great also in Ensemble. So it's kind of like, he was a really unusual actor because he had the looks of a leading man, but he's not quite a leading man. So he kind of just fitted in beautifully in many, many movies.
The chief executive of the helicopter company at the centre of the Gold Coast disaster has told an inquest his pilot was not concentrating and totally distracted. Brett Newman has told the Brisbane Coroner's Court Ashley Jenkinson must have been speaking to passengers and looking the other way when he collided with another chopper in mid-air shortly after taking off. The inquest continues today. Investigators in Thailand believe flammable decorations helped flames spread during a deadly fire in a Bangkok bar. An electrical fault in an air conditioner is thought to have sparked the blaze, which has killed at least 28 people. Many were found in a bathroom trying to escape the flames. And Aussie tennis star Alex de Minaur has married British tennis player Katie Boulder in a secret wedding ceremony near the village where she grew up. The couple, who've been together for 6 years, got engaged in 2024. Their early exits from Wimbledon allowed for the low-key wedding. Turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage doors are proudly and brilliantly made right in South Australia. Gliderol.com.au.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Kendall. Adelaide's players will train today ahead of Friday night's massive clash against Sydney at the SCG. The Crows will have to replace Rory Laird, who's been ruled out for up to a month with an ankle injury. Hugo Hall-Kahan is the most likely replacement. Coach Matthew Nix will address the media later this morning. Meantime, Port Adelaide will be without Zach Butters, Mitch Georgiades and the suspended Jason Horne-Francis for Saturday's clash. That's against the top-of-the-table Fremantle at home. James Kelly, meantime, has reportedly made coaching Carlton his priority. The Age is reporting the Geelong assistant who played at Essendon might not chase the coaching position at the Bombers, instead focusing on the Blues. Meantime, Bombers legend Matthew Lloyd says there needs to be more selection integrity. He's told Nine's Footy Classified Sunday's loss to Brisbane wasn't good enough.
Say, for example, the other ones that are in the mix, like the Jordan Ridley, for example. Yep. If he's dragging his heels...
Or Parrish, who's wanted to leave before.
Like, it would be an amazing statement to not play them again and just play the dog-hungry players who are hungry for the red and black.
At the FIFA World Cup, England left-back Nico O'Reilly is looking forward to facing Lionel Messi, describing it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. They'll meet on Thursday morning, our time, in England's semi-final clash. That's against Argentina at the World Cup. Can't wait. And Conor McGregor's coach denies the Irishman had a knee issue heading into his fight at UFC 329, which lasted for just over a minute. Max Holloway was declared the winner after McGregor's knee buckled in the opening seconds of the bout. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate. Experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Morning there. Roads aren't looking too bad today. Having said that, got a carvey tree at Mount Barker at the moment. It's on the freeway down track near the Mount Barker ramp. Got a few delays, nothing too bad at the moment. Thorngate traffic lights out in all directions due to a blackout. Main North Road at Fitzroy Terrace and Rope Terrace. And we're starting to slow up South Road through Glandore and Edwardstown. Early morning cameras, Duthie Street, Unley and Port Wakefield Road Boulevard. Nominations are now open for the 2027 Australian of the Year Awards. Who inspires you? Nominate now at australianoftheyear.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, showers easing today, a high of 17. Partly cloudy tomorrow, 16. And then sunny for Thursday and Friday, tops of 17. At the moment, 13 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
7 after 7. Good morning to you. If you're joining us for the first time on this Tuesday, the 14th of July. Phil Curry in the nation's capital very shortly. Are we suffering death by 1,000 polls at the moment? We're going to talk with Phil about that. There's so much data, and it seems to be all we talk about when it comes to actually governing the country. So we'll get into that with Phil Curry from the Fin Review after 7:30, and very much looking forward to chatting with Leanne Saunders from the SA Film Corp about her working with Sam Neill, who, of course, yesterday passed away tragically at the age of 78, and somewhat mysteriously, given he had publicly declared himself cancer-free. He'd undergone a new treatment, and the results were seemingly miraculous. He had a form of blood cancer, and he'd publicly said and the statement the family put out yesterday said he died cancer-free. So that part's a little bit confusing. What's not confusing is his legacy and his filmography, which is absolutely spectacular. Getting some terrific texts on that front. We'll get to some of those in just a moment, but we're continuing to get, Stace, a whole bunch of nominations for wonderful old jobs that you don't see anymore.
Yes, and there is one. There's a thread on the text line that's come through from a couple different people. Service station attendants.
Yes.
Which there is still one service station in Adelaide that I know of, Silver's Servo in the city on Gilbert Street, I think it is, and they still have service station attendants, and it takes me by surprise every time, because it won't surprise you to know, Will, I'm very tight with my money, so I always look on the RAA app before I fill up and find the cheapest one, and often it's in the city, it's Silver's.
Very often Silver's,
and every time I go there and then someone pops up near my windscreen, I'm like, oh, hello. Very close, and they've pumped my petrol. Do you want to fill up the tank? How much do you want? They clean the windscreen as well. It's great.
It's magnificent.
Bring it back.
There is one across I think it's just across the Victorian border, and I can't recall which small town it was in, but I drove in a very weirdly positioned service station, which sort of sits, I think, in between a fork in the road. So it's a weird spot, but that's the same too. They have a service station attendant, and I think it's the same person who runs the cash register at such a small town. They come out and do it for you. But you're right. It's sort of disconcerting in this day and age.
It is. You're not used to it. You're not ready for it, but I like it. This person, Sharon, says, good morning, Stacey and Will. 1973, at the age of 14, I learned Pitman's shorthand. I'm very pleased to say 53 years to this day, I still write my notes in shorthand and also dictation from chairman of the organisation where I work. I still write shorthand. I learnt shorthand at uni.
Would you be using it right now?
Not right now.
No.
If I need to take notes really, really quickly, if I ever sit in court to report, I would just like to have that on the record. Or if I ever need to
When you've appeared in your own defence, you've always used shorthand.
Always represent myself. That's always a good start.
The man who generally sits in your chair uses shorthand in the studio every single day as
there
well.
You go.
See? Food, shorthand. Some concerning similarities are beginning to develop.
It's a dinosaur. We get this careful little book on it. Cold-bloodedness, it does not apply. They're totally wrong. This is a warm-blooded creature. How fast are they? Well, we clocked the T-Rex to 32 miles an hour. Say again? We have a T-Rex.
Sam Neill in his iconic role as Dr. Alan Grant in Jurassic Park, which was the perfect role that showcased the sort of actor that Sam Neill was. Because I think that movie gave, and Steven Spielberg was the director, obviously, so it was visually spectacular, but it had a grounded human earthiness to it because of the performances of Sam Neill and Laura Dern.
Yep.
I think Jeff Goldblum was big, like the dinosaurs in his performance, but those two in it felt like real people, and they felt like real people going through an extraordinary situation. And he has a warmth and intelligence to the characters he would always portray. And I always wonder about actors that get not pigeonholed, but they're known for one role above others, and whether they resent that at all. And he may, but he shouldn't, because I actually think it exemplifies why he's such a wonderful actor and why he's been so good in so many other things. That sort of a role was just
feels relatable. Takes you on the journey.
Completely relatable.
Yep.
That's a great word for it.
Yep.
It was just very sad news yesterday. It's a weird thing, and you would have this, Stacey, sometimes when the afternoons in the office out here at 5AA, but in the newsroom at 7 when the news broke, you get a very natural sense of how people react to a news story when everyone's finding out in the same moment, in the same space. And there was just a sound that got made where people went, oh no.
Yeah.
It wasn't, what? It wasn't, oh boy, it was not excitement, as there sometimes can be about news.
It wasn't expected either. Sometimes
People were just saddened because he just was such a lovable character. And, and we've made the New Zealand joke a few times over the course of the morning, but he felt like such an Australian, and maybe he was Australian-New Zealand sort of Antipodean sort of character. He was just a wonderful actor, and the tributes came in over the course of the day.
When I spoke to him not long ago, he was cancer-free and really happy and excited about life. So this is devastating. And he was just a one-off, such a talented, classy, beautiful, warm human being.
He did all sorts of things. Do you remember this ad?
Red meat. We were meant to eat it.
We're getting some terrific text through from people on some of their favourite Sam Neill roles.
Yes, yeah. This person says, I highly recommend watching Sam Neill on the ABC show The Assembly, neurodivergent journalist students asking the questions. I love that show.
That is fantastic. I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen his episode of that, no. Why does everyone say that Sam Neill is a New Zealander when in fact he was born in Northern Ireland? I don't know. Well, I guess
he must have grown up in New Zealand.
Yeah, that's from Sean in Happy Valley. This person says Sam Neill was fantastic in Untamed, also starring Eric Bana. My favourite Sam Neill movie from Andrew is The Dish. It reminded the world that a sheep paddock radio telescope in rural New South Wales helped broadcast one of humanity's greatest moments, the Apollo 11 moon landing.
Yeah, Australia's role in it. Patrick says, rest in peace. Sam Neill was an actor's actor. Truly liked him as if I knew him. Yeah, that's the sign of
a thing.
That's
relatable.
Yeah, well phrased, Patrick. It's a nice way of putting it.
The fact I love about Sam Neill was, didn't he turn down the role of James Bond?
Now that's a good question. He definitely auditioned for it because I saw yesterday there are the audition tapes getting around of him. So I don't know. I'm not sure if he certainly auditioned for the role. He would have been a fantastic James Bond.
I think he's made comments that he felt uncomfortable or it felt unusual playing James Bond in the auditions. And
well, I'm just trying
maybe he didn't turn it down, but maybe he also didn't
warm to it.
Yeah.
Sam Neill playing a womanizer.
Yeah, no.
Doesn't feel right.
It doesn't.
But the class and the suave and the sophistication I could see.
I can see also the what's not the dialect, but the James Bond sort of. I feel he could do
swagger.
that. Yeah, the swagger.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got.
I think he absolutely could have done it. That's really interesting. You've got other Sam Neill roles. Peaky Blinders, Tom says. what we get a sense of when we talk about someone's filmography like this, and you get 52 texts in a row, and they're all different films.
Yes.
It means you've had a pretty remarkable sort of career. So keep them coming in. 0480081395. Some other news knocking around this morning. Yesterday we were debating whether the Strait of Hormuz was open or not, and whether there was a war or not. Well, now it's very definitely closed, because the US have declared that they will be, in fact, charging a toll to...
I love this. The toll of Hormuz.
The toll of Hormuz. Here is Donald Trump.
When we do that, we're going to be reimbursed, because the other nations are very wealthy. They're on our side. And we can't be expected to do that for nothing, unlike we had for many years.
So on Truth Social, the US president posted that the US would be the guardian of the waterway and impose a 20% charge on all cargo passing through. No one knows how that'll work. Iran want to charge a toll as well. Things are going to clearly be expensive coming from that part of the world if any of this is workable, or if indeed it's just part of a very public negotiation and war of words, which is what it seems to be at the moment. But what it is from afar is most certainly tedious, because it doesn't seem to be a conflict that's approaching any sort of a resolution. Just one other little news item that is knocking around this morning that's just worth marking. 60 people have lost their lives on South Australian roads in just 6 months.
60.
That is a 58% increase from the same time last year. So this is, we had some people who I think quite rightly would text in post-COVID saying, well, guys, we've got to stop comparing it to the COVID years. There's no one on our roads. Yeah. We can't say it's 150% worse when, well, this is last year. This is 58% worse than last year, equal with 2023 as the worst mid-year result. This is the worst 6 months we've had in 7 years. Just worth noting this morning. Drive carefully. Out now.
Take care.
Yeah. Out there. Shall we talk about declared public precincts?
Yeah, this is interesting. This is something that happened a few years ago. There was a declared public precinct in the city back in 2023, and it gave police sort of unprecedented powers. They could stop people for no reason at all, search them, metal detecting capabilities. They could also move people on. And since the declared public precinct has been in place in the city, according to SAPOL stats, in the last 6 months, according to SAPOL stats, 873 people have been removed from the city, and 355 have been arrested or reported. So this is some pretty unprecedented powers that they have, and they've been renewed. These areas, it takes in Rundle Mall, it takes in West Terrace, it goes all the way up to Pulteney Street, North Terrace to Curry Street as well. And the Law Society of South Australia has raised some concerns about these powers. Craig Caldecott is from the Law Society. He's the co-chair, and he joins you this morning. Good morning, Craig Caldecott. Thanks for your time.
Good morning.
What's your concern about these police powers?
Well, they're extraordinary. They can move people on effectively if they have good reason. They can stop and search anyone in that particular area. And it's not addressing the real problem, is why were people congregating there? Why haven't other areas been made available to people? I understand that there was a designated area down in Edwards Park where homeless people and Indigenous people could congregate without issue, but that's shut.
Well, so what's the issue of giving police the ability to detect if people are carrying dangerous weapons in an area that has been demonstrably violent?
Well, it's then up to the individual person. Are we going to, if you're going about your business, say walking along North Terrace, and a police officer comes up to you and says, I'm going to wand you and to see whether you've got any weapons on you or anything untoward. And this is also for drug detection and weapon search. And if you say, no, I don't want you doing that, you can be fined and carry through the 6 months jail. So there's all sorts of issues, and they can put banning orders on you. So if you want to spend some time down on the North Terrace, they can ban you for up to 24 hours, and they can pick out on individual persons. People going about their life are having all this. But
innocent people aren't being banned. They're just average Joes in the city that are being banned from going to places, are they? These are people that are causing disturbance.
Yeah, disturbance or just sitting on the footpath on North Terrace. they're some of the people that have been targeted. The Indigenous people that used to go to North Terrace have been moved on because they're unsightly. The power is likely to be abused.
The example you gave earlier about police stopping you to search you or to metal detect to see if you've got a weapon on you, and you said if you say no, that you have no choice. If that situation was to happen outside of the declared public precinct, can you say no and police have to accept that?
Oh, no, if they've got a reasonable... The difference is if outside the public area, if they've got a reasonable suspicion that you either have drugs or a weapon on you, they can stop and search you. But if they're just willy-nilly doing this, that's where it becomes a problem. It's an abuse of power. So why is it different inside the precinct as opposed to outside the precinct, except if you're targeting specific groups?
And so you mentioned that, it's not addressing the problem. What do you think would be a better way of handling this?
Oh, a better way of handling it is they targeted a large number of Indigenous people. They should have programs and places in place so that they've got somewhere to go rather than sitting on the sidewalk in the streets. And the homeless people, if they had a better place to stay and live, then they wouldn't be there. I don't know about you, but sleeping on the footpath in North Terrace would be a pretty hard way to spend a night.
Mm. Yeah, I just wonder, it's always been in my mind, where do they take people? The stats are 873 people in the last 6 months have been moved on from the CBD precinct. But where do they get moved on to? Do you just get ushered to West Terrace and say, don't go this way, go that way? Like, how does it, I just wonder how it works.
Well, I would imagine that what they do is they say, we don't want you here, and so here's your banning order, you've got to leave. And where do they go? So if they come back, they can get a fine of $2,500, and if they effectively they're moved out, they've got nowhere to go, so they go and find some other place to out of sight, basically.
Do you worry that this is being normalised?
Yes, I am, because what's happened is we've just extended it. It came in at a certain time for a certain problem, and now we're just extending it.
Okay. Well, we have the Police Commissioner on the program tomorrow, so we might ask him about it. Craig, thank you for your time. Craig Caldecott there from Craig Caldecott Lawyers, also the co-chair of the Law Society. When I think about this, Will, I just think they've been in place since 2023, right? Do you feel safer in the city now than you did then?
Yeah.
Are they working?
Well, I don't feel any safer in the absence of them.
Yeah.
So, look, we're getting lots of texts on this. I think there are two issues here. One about ingrained poverty and homelessness and how that managed is one. The bit I struggle with is if there's been an area where there's knife crime, I'm perfectly comfortable having the police having extended powers to say, we're going to check people for knives.
Mm-hmm.
And if I walk through and it means there's going to be a slight inconvenience to me and they say, you've got a hoodie on, let's have a look.
Cool. Don't carry a knife.
I actually think that part of this is really simple. The poverty part of it is really difficult. That's very complicated, and maybe it shouldn't be left to police to handle that one. That's a societal issue.
Yeah.
But I'm not as uncomfortable as some listeners are when it comes to random police checks.
And no, I'm not uncomfortable with random police checks. I'm with you. I'm not sure it's addressing the problem. I think it's just shifting the problem. And I don't think it makes our city feel safer. I don't feel safer walking through the city now than I did 3 years ago.
Well, that's why they did it. They did it because people were. This was an attempt to try and make it.
Or is it an attempt to make it look safer?
Well,
do we just want to move groups of people out of the city so it doesn't look unsafe?
Well,
and unclean?
yeah, there's that. But there was kids working in Rebel Sport and Rundle Mall who were dealing with gangs of people. And maybe for them, maybe if you're a 15-year-old or the parent of one that's going to work there, the perception of more safety is actually worth a hell of a lot in your mental health and your state of mind. But I think there are two very distinct issues there. We'll get to some of your texts in a moment, folks, but we might just check traffic first. We do so thanks to the excellent, I saw this at the entertainment centre, by the way. The car park there is just decked out in horsepower crew regalia. Wintertime snow and shine at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre multi-storey car park. It's this Saturday, horsepowercrew.com.
Morning there, Mount Barker, Carvey Tree. Debris on the freeway down track to the Mount Barker ramp started to get very slow through there too. Smash at Croydon to look out for this morning. The north-south motorway near Hawker Street and Thorngate. Good lights on the blink this morning due to a blackout. Main North Road affecting Fitzroy Terrace and Robe Terrace. Early morning camera, Cavan Road, Dry Creek. Get 40% off the everyday low price and Healthy Cure at Chemist Warehouse, including the value pack range. Sale July 15. Stock up on Healthy Cure at Chemist Warehouse today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA. Hi.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
Battery storage. Storing the excess energy your solar makes during the day to use it at night is a game changer. NRG Solar helps you upgrade smarter with solutions designed to target zero power bills. Visit nrgsolar.com.au.
Some swear jars collect coins. But at Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, their swear jar collects promises.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. I swear that all deadlines and production will be conducted efficiently and effectively.
Hi, I'm Amy, your first point contact at Buy Urban, and I swear to take all of your details and your wish list to pass on to our amazing team.
For a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
20 years on, Fluorio Milk Company is stronger than ever, producing over 55 different products, from fresh milk and flavoured milk to cream, sour cream and yoghurt. We brought back the glass bottle to help our planet. And with a growing fleet of 25 delivery trucks, we're keeping South Australian milk flowing across our great state. 17 million litres a year at last count, with 9 local dairy families. Choose Fluorio Milk Company, and let's keep a good thing going.
When you're gone, who gets the things that tell your story? Like the classic car you've kept immaculate, the beach shack filled with family memories, or the record collection from your youth. If you don't plan now, it could get messy. Donlan Lawyers specialise in wills and estate planning. From the simplest to the most complex, Donlan Lawyers will give effect to your wishes. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com. Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide, and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
Sliding doors and windows, they've got one job, to slide open and close with ease. But what happens when they don't? Well, then you call our friends at Rollerco. Rollerco has parts for just about every sliding door and window ever made. Their range is enormous, way more than you'll find anywhere else. They can even give you advice on how to fix it yourself with minimal fuss. Do what I did. Call into Shop 3, 26 Jacobson Crescent at Holden Hill, or visit the website rollerco.com.au. They'll get you rolling.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
It's time for a little game of Hit the High Note. It's time to tap in your inner Mariah Carey and you could win a double pass to see Into the Woods at Her Majesty's Theatre. Experience music, magic and mystery with Into the Woods. 4 shows only at Her Majesty's Theatre, August 22 to 29. You can book now through State Opera of South Australia or get calling 8223 0055 right now if you can finish this Mariah Carey song. The words.
You just need to scream. You don't need to sing. You just go, you squeal.
Oh, that. Have we got that for the top 5 of the week? Excellent. 8223 0000 is the number. Get calling right now. What did John Schumann call it yesterday? A vocal motif.
Vocal motif.
So you don't. There's no lyric you need to complete. Yeah, that's right. Do your walk exercises. And get calling right now, 8223 0000. In the meantime, I've read a couple of texts there, Stacey, because lots of CBD texts.
So many CBD texts coming in. Alison in West Beach, no, we don't feel any safer in the city. There's such a huge problem. I work in retail and never feel safe. Then Nick says, for heaven's sake, Law Society, it's a good thing. Give them as much power as they need. And a lot of people pointing out, because Craig Caldecott said that if you get moved on and if you do come back, you can get a $2,500 fine. A lot of people on the text line pointing out, has anyone ever paid any of those fines?
Great question.
There's a lot of the people who would be receiving the fines would either be homeless people or people who congregate in groups, maybe from people who have come from regional areas, Indigenous Australians. Has anyone paid a $2,500 fine?
Yeah, you'd suspect precious few. That's a great question for the Police Commission when he comes on tomorrow. 8223 0000. The number if you'd like to contest for the Into the Woods double pass. This is a fantastic show at Her Majesty's Theatre. Yeah. All you need to do is just do what Stacey did and finish that Mariah Carey Emotions. It's not even a lyric. It's just a bit of a scream.
I mean, I say that with respect to Mariah because I could never do what she does.
No one does it like Mariah.
Because I feel like when you said call in if you want to take on Mariah Carey, no one's calling in for that.
You're right. It was my framing. I stuffed this up. I torpedoed this from the start. 8223 0000. Mariah Carey's Emotions. It's just a vocal motif at the end. If you can complete it, you're off to see the show. Get calling right now. Don't be afraid. Stacey just did it.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers easing in 17. With the 7:30 news, I'm Kendall Brettig.
Had a collision? Get in touch with FIVEAA Panel Services and have your car returned to its former beauty.
Donald Trump is reimposing the blockade of Iranian ports and will charge nations to use the Strait of Hormuz.
We never got paid for it. They made all the money and the United States was just, they wouldn't. It's amazing. We never we guarded it for nothing. And now we're going to guard it. We're going to get paid for guarding it.
He'll impose a 20% charge on all cargo shipped through the key shipping lane. While farmers want reforms and close monitoring of prices amid fears the cost of fuel and fertiliser will spike on the back of the resumed conflict. Growers warn any shortage of fuel or fertiliser will impact the winter grain harvest. A stolen car has been torched at Ridgehaven overnight. Senior Constable Matt Brown says it was found ablaze in a car park on Golden Grove Road.
MSS crews were called in to extinguish the blaze. The black Holden sedan was completely destroyed by fire. Checks on the vehicle revealed it was stolen from an Andrews Farm address earlier in the night. The investigations are continuing by Northern District Police. Anyone who might have seen any suspicious activity in the area is asked to contact Crime Stoppers.
Former SA cricketer Paul Rofe has pleaded guilty to assaulting his youngest son last year. The 45-year-old of Dulwich picked up the 8-year-old boy off the couch by his arm and ribs before pushing him back onto the couch and locking him outside. Rofe remains free on continuing bail ahead of sentencing later this month. New South Wales police believe they've charged the mastermind behind the kidnapping and murder of a Sydney grandfather. Dusty Fitzpatrick reports.
Chris Bagzarian was snatched from his North Ryde home in February. His body was found 11 days later. Officers say the 85-year-old wasn't the intended target of the kidnapping and was taken in a case of mistaken identity. Detectives have now confirmed the arrest of a 32-year-old man alleged to have coordinated Mr Bagzarian's kidnapping and death. The total number of people charged over the grandfather's murder now sits at 11. Police say inquiries are ongoing.
Tributes are continuing for actor Sam Neill after his sudden death at the age of 78. His list of movies is long and varied, from Dead Calm, My Brilliant Career and The Dish to Jurassic Park, The Piano and Hunt for the Wilderpeople. The Prime Minister has paid his respects, as has Magnus Sabansky.
And just shocked because when I spoke to him not long ago, he was cancer-free and really happy and excited about life. So this is just devastating. And he was just a one-off, such a talented, classy, beautiful, wry, warm human being.
A new pocket defibrillator is being launched in Australia about the size of a soft drink can. St John's John Marr says it's one of the smallest defibrillators available.
It's important because it's designed to go exactly where people work, where people play and exercise as an everyday carry-on.
And a touching tribute for late MND campaigner Neil Danaher from his daughter Beck. She's named her new baby son Ted Neil Danaher Howe. Turning to 5AA Sport.
From designer to traditional or contemporary, there's a Gliderol garage door to match your home. Gliderol.com.au.
And a lovely tribute, Tom Wren.
It certainly was, wasn't it? Yeah, that is beautiful. Let's stick with the football theme. Adelaide defender Wayne Miller is confident his body will hold up after making a successful return against Gold Coast on Saturday night. Miller was one of the Crows' best in their 79-point win after missing the previous 2 games with a hamstring issue. But he's told Rowie and Timmy G those issues are now behind him.
I wanted to get back to work earlier, but we took the safe option to not go to Perth and just give it another week just to make sure it's fully right for the back end of the year.
Well, the AFL stand rule remains well and truly in the spotlight after a raft of confusing decisions across the weekend. The rule was introduced to increase the speed of ball movement. Former Carlton captain Sam Docherty telling Sports Today the intention of the rule has been completely missed.
There's so much technicality around who's standing, where they're standing. We've got players that are turned around the wrong way on the mark because they don't know if it's them or it's someone else. You've got 2 players that are stopped all the time. There's a simplified way of doing this.
And Tour de France leader Tadej Pogacar wants a radical change to the professional cycling calendar after another day of stifling temperatures saw a shortened stage 9. Mathieu van der Poel won the stage. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now to the traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate. Experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Morning there. A Croydon delays clearing from nearly a smash in the north-south motorway near Hawker Street. Mount Barker, Carvey Tree with debris on the freeway down track to the Mount Barker ramp. And Thorngate traffic lights out in all directions due to a blackout Main North Road at Fitzroy Terrace and Rope Terrace. Camera, Salisbury Highway, Dry Creek this morning. The census is coming this August. You'll get instructions soon on what to do. In the census, every answer matters. Authorised by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Canberra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast, showers easing in 17, partly cloudy tomorrow 16 and then sunny for Thursday and Friday, tops of 17. At the moment 12 on 5AA, Always Adelaide.
Go Vita, your local health food shops. With 40 years health and wellness experience and over 300 natural health practitioners specialising in you.
Hi, I'm Natasha from Go Vita Fairview Green. Try Best of the Bone grass-fed broth concentrate. Slow-cooked 48 hours from 100% grass-fed beef bones. Supports gut health, joints, skin and recovery. 390 grams, save 20%, now just $26.40.
Go Vita, Colonnades, Fairview Green, Marion, Mount Barker, Semaphore and Tanunda.
For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. Join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Walco.com.au.
If you love your home but you've never been in love with your kitchen, well, the answer is not far away.
It's just 15 minutes up the freeway, in fact. That's where you'll find Balhana Kitchens by Design. It boasts the largest kitchen design showroom in the Adelaide Hills, and it's a family business with 35 years of experience. So they care about taking care of you.
And we should say, too, their expertise actually goes further than kitchens. They can do laundries, linen cupboards, robes, vanities, you name it. Plus, all cabinet installations are backed by a 10-year warranty.
Balhana Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream kitchen a reality. See more at balhanakitchens.com.au.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. The National Tiles famous annual half-price clearance is on now. Right now, rush into National Tiles and pay half price for hundreds of beautiful National wall and floor clearance tiles, all with our exclusive lifetime guarantee. Yes, right now, rush into National Tiles for our famous half-price annual clearance on beautiful National wall and floor clearance tiles. But you'll have to be quick, so rush into National Tiles or go online now and save. Conditions apply.
Some jewellers are there for the moment. Wishart Jewellers are there for the milestones. For 73 years and across 3 generations of the Wishart family, they've helped South Australians mark life's biggest occasions. Whether it's an anniversary gift, a birthday surprise, an engagement ring, a wedding band, or a treasured piece in need of repair, Wishart Jewellers designs and crafts jewellery with hand-picked precious stones. Through life's twists, turns and beautiful surprises, Wishart Jewellers capture the moments that matter. wishartjewellers.com.au.
Cybercrime doesn't just hit once, it creates flow-on effects.
effects on your data, effects on your business systems, effects on your cash flow, staff, reputation, livelihood. Protect your business against cyber threats with FX IT, spelt EFEX. Book your free cybersecurity audit now at fx.com.au/protect. Don't be the easy win for cyber criminals. Book your free audit now.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
21 minutes to 8. Did some reading about Into the Woods, didn't we, during the news break? Hugh Sheridan's in the show. It'd be a fantastic show to get along to.
It sounds great. It's like a bit of a merge of different fairy tales. So it's got a bit of Cinderella, Red Riding Hood, Jack and the Beanstalk, Rapunzel.
At Her Majesty's Theatre, which is the best venue in South Australia too, and put on by State Opera South Australia. Well worth 3 seconds of embarrassment and trying to meet Mariah Carey's note at the end of Emotions, which if you're willing to do, we're going to send you off to the show. It's as simple as that. 8223 0000 is the number. So give us a call and it could well be you. Let's head to Canberra. Phil Curry, the political editor of the Australian Financial Review, joins us. Morning to you, Phil.
Morning, Will. Morning, Stacey.
Hello, Phil. I was just saying before, we were talking about jobs that might disappear due to AI. But one job I would want right now, because it seems to be very popular, is being a pollster. Is there a polling company in Australia that's not rolling around in money at the moment?
Good question. There does seem to be a lot of them about, but I would say actually there aren't more polls. I mean, there's more polls now than, say, there was 10 years ago, but there aren't more polls now than, say, there were 2 or 3 years ago. But what's different is what they're showing. So, for example, your sort of 3 main polls are the one in the Australian, the News poll, the Financial Review Red Bridge poll, and the one in the Sydney Morning Herald. And they're sort of the 3 staples. And, about a year ago, or a bit longer, Stacey, no one was taking any notice of them because they weren't that exciting. But what's happened is, One Nation sort of leapt out of the blocks. About this time last year, it began, started to climb, and so they're just being talked about more, I guess, because they're actually interesting. Something's happening, and it's picking up what's happening, and we're all talking about it. But and so people go, "There's too many polls." Whereas, in fact, actually, it's just the same amount.
Yeah, that's interesting.
They are. It feels.
Well, no one was writing up our poll, say, in June last year when, Labor was comfortably leading the coalition and not much had changed. But, now everyone's reacting.
What's your numbers telling you about what appears to be, albeit there was one counterpoint to this late yesterday, a dip in One Nation support post Pauline Hanson's appearance at the press club?
Yeah, look, I think if you sit back and look at it, from a bit of a distance, it's a softening. Like so, Pauline Hanson, I think she appeared at the press club in mid-June, if memory serves me correct, early June. And she said a few things there which people sort of obviously, didn't like on some cases. And so, it's come off a bit, but it's come off the boil. But if you look at where we were, say, in December last year, One Nation's primary vote was around 17 or 18%. It's still averaging 27 now, right? So it's come down from sort of 30 to sort of 25, 27, whatever poll. It's still fairly significant. I mean, if that's as bad as it gets, they'd take that. That would still give them a lot of seats. If that happened on election day, for example, that would give them as many as 15 Senate spots, and probably a dozen seats in the lower house, maybe. Depends on how preferences flow and things like that. So it's still fairly significant. It's just stopped going up at the moment. I think the main one, Will, is the Pauline Hanson's personal approval ratings, her favourability, her preferral as Prime Minister. That's taken a really big wallop, and that sometimes can be a lead indicator that that'll drag the party's vote down, especially if it's a party named after one person. But at the same time, Anthony Albanese's ratings have taken a huge hit since the budget, but Labor's vote is holding up, so maybe that's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're going to get any clarity around who and how government might be formed before the next federal election, or are we going to turn up at the booths as voters and potentially face a scenario where we have 3 major parties who roughly get the same primary vote?
I reckon Victorian election in November is a really good one to watch to give us an indication, because they're all sitting at the moment on about 26 or 27%. That's Labor, Coalition and One Nation. And it's quite incredible when you think One Nation doesn't have any MPs in Victoria. It doesn't have a party leader or anything like that. Yet 1 in 4 voters are just going to vote, we're prepared to vote for an empty chair. So that will give us an indication of how it may happen. I mean, I still think the odds-on favourite easiest to Labor win the next election. They're just starting such a strong position, and even if their primary vote's around 30, 31, they'll still do it with the Greens and get across the line. What'll be more interesting is how the Conservative vote fragments. So, Victoria, I think we're all going to watch, because I mean, if the Liberals are on 27 and One Nation's on 26, then 1 or 2 percentage points either way could completely be a different result, because it's who comes second in the seat and gets the preferences from the other party is how it's going to fall. And I think it's going to be impossible to predict, really. It's going to be just too difficult to predict just from those headline figures, because it really is now going to be 150 by-elections at the next federal election, but you'd be putting your money on Labor at this stage.
Phil, appreciate your time as always, mate. Good to chat.
Okay, bye-bye.
Phil Curry, the political editor of the Australian Financial Review. Just as Phil finished speaking, you just look at the TV above your head, Stacey. It had a Redbridge poll of the Victorian state election, 27, 26, 26. That's
One Nation, 27?
One Nation, 27, 26, 26.
I was about to say, it is fascinating in Victoria because, as Phil said, they don't have a party leader.
Yeah.
I don't think all of their candidates have been announced yet. So the fact that they're polling so well, it shows you that people are just looking for an alternative to the two major parties. And particularly in Victoria, it'll be a really good indication of federally, because people are a bit fed up with state Labor in Victoria, I think. But the fact that they're willing to vote for anyone but the Liberal Party in opposition. We don't even know who the leader of One Nation is, and people are still more willing to vote for them over the current government.
It's going to be fascinating to watch. Stick around. We're going to take a short break. On the other side of it, we're going to be chatting with the head of production and film producer, Leanne Saunders at this SA Film Corp, because Leanne is both from New Zealand and also someone who's worked with the late, great Sam Neill. Looking forward to her stories in just a moment. We'll check traffic first, though. We do so thanks to the excellent wintertime snow and shine at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre multi-storey car park this Saturday. See Horsepower Crew.
Morning there. A Croydon delays clearing from Nellie Smash in the north-south motorway near Hawker Street. Mount Barker, Carvey Tree with debris on the freeway down track to the Mount Barker ramp, and Thorngate traffic lights out in all directions due to a blackout main North Road at Fitzroy Terrace and Rope Terrace too. Camera, Salisbury Highway, Dry Creek this morning. The census is coming this August. You'll get instructions soon on what to do. In the census, every answer matters. Authorised by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Canberra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
Forklift Advantage. And with great electric options and branches all over the country, find the right Toyota forklift for you at toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Don't just get a forklift, get a Toyota forklift.
Illusion gas log fires stock reduction sale is on now. For a limited time, the Australian main Luminar 3500 is half price. Built to heat up to 100 square metres, the Luminar 3500 is in high demand and stock won't last. Get in store today.
Every bathroom comes with a dark side. Mould. It sneaks into grout. But what if it had nothing to sneak into? What if you chose Mr. Wet Wall instead of tiles for your bathroom and wet areas? It costs less and there's no scrubbing grout. Because with Mr. Wet Wall, there is no grout. Just a smooth, stylish surface, easy to clean and stunning to look at. So why wouldn't you, Mr. Wet Wall? MrWetWall.com.
Hi, Daniel Talley here, General Manager of Home. That's HAUME. Put simply, we buy homes. We don't charge fees, there's no advertising costs or commissions, none of that. We just make the process of selling your home easy. So if you're looking to downsize and have a home built before the 90s, we'll be able to help you save time, money and the effort it takes to sell. Thinking of downsizing? Visit home.com.au. That's HAUME. Go
Harvey Norman. Buy with no deposit 60 months interest free on a participating Latitude credit card and get a bonus gift card up to $1,000. Furniture, bedding, TVs, fridges, computers and more. Shop with no deposit 60 months interest free on a participating credit card from Latitude Financial Services and get a bonus $100 gift card for every $1,000 you spend. Monthly credit card fee currently $11.95 applies. Subject to change. New customers must be approved. Minimum finance $1,000. Equal monthly payments, T's and C's, charges and product exclusions. Don't miss this huge offer at Harvey Norman now.
Kids Footy Month, thanks to Coles. Round 16 to 19 of the 2026 Toyota AFL Premiership season. Bring the kids for free. With huge marks and kicks, there's so much to see. Get in on it at kidsfootymonth.afl. Terms and conditions apply.
Beechwood Homes, Adelaide's leading bespoke home builder, celebrates 35 years. Over that time, they've helped many hundreds of people realise their dream of building a home exactly how they envisioned it. That's the wonderful thing about building with Beechwood. There are no set plans, no set rules. It all starts with a pen, paper, and your ideas. Just like it did 35 years ago. If you can dream it, Beechwood Homes can build it. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
10 minutes to wait. We're going to try by jury to conduct in a moment, which is fun because it means we get to give away seafood. $100 worth of Samtas seafood for the best quality seafood and best prices. Samtas Seafood's open 7 days, factory direct, Richmond Road, Richmond. Get calling right now. 8223 0000 is the number. And this is an issue close to your heart, Stacey, I know.
It is. At this point, at this stage of winter, Will, I think I'm basically going to turn into a crumpet.
Excellent.
I'm eating that many of them. Are they not the best type of carb for a spread?
They're superb.
They're the best spread vessel you can have.
They are magnificent.
Much better than toast. Beats a pikelet. I think it beats a pancake.
Yep.
Crumpet is the elite. I wouldn't even say breakfast food.
Just the elite food.
Have them for
Is
dessert.
this what we're putting to the test?
No, that we're putting to the test. Round or square?
Okay. I've got a very. I don't like to lead the jury. I've got a very strong view on this.
Okay. Good.
Round or square? What shape is a crumpet? This is a definitional issue. Round or square?
Well, they're round.
That's what I would say. 8223 0000. You can win some $100 worth of Samtas seafood. That's a good question.
And the squares are bigger.
They are bigger. Now, this is going to be a good debate.
Yeah.
Get calling for the jury. 8223 0000. Just by being on it and rendering your verdict, you can win yourself $100 worth of Samtas seafood. Let's talk about Sam Neill.
Yeah.
The very sad news yesterday, passed away at the age of 78 and left behind a host of remarkable roles and he's worked with a whole host of terrific people, both here and around the world, Stacey.
He has, absolutely, and so many of his films. We're getting so many text messages from you, and keep them coming. 0448081395. What's your favourite Sam Neill film? But one of the people who knew him professionally and personally, and only recently spent time with him in New Zealand, is producer Leanne Saunders, who's also the head of production at the SA Film Corporation. Because Leanne, previously you were a film producer on Hunt for the Wilder People, which obviously starred Sam, and you were in New Zealand recently celebrating the film's 10-year anniversary. Good morning to you.
Morning. Yeah, that's right. Look, we had a fantastic reunion, obviously, and we managed to get together pretty much the entire cast, which is pretty extraordinary, actually, because generally, you'd only have the leads there, and so we made a real effort to get together the entire supporting cast, which was tremendous, to have them there with with Taika on stage and to experience that film all over again.
What for people in the industry, Leanne, with a trained eye? What separated Sam Neill?
Look, I think that the thing about Sam is, you look at that incredible career which went on for so long, and he was a jobbing actor. He didn't stop. And, I think the thing is with Sam is that probably appreciation of him as an actor only grew in stature, because when you're jobbing and you take, every job you can, essentially, to keep moving, not every role you get is terrific. However, when it mounts up over onto a career, you realise the measure of his depth of work, and from that, you know, his breadth of expression, it just can't be denied. And, you know, I think every single role that he did, he brought something to. And I also think he had a tremendous curiosity. You know, he was there right at the very start of New Zealand cinema and Australian cinema, and that carried right through. So he never stopped working with people who were new, who were emerging, you know, and so he never rested on his laurels. He was always looking for something new. And let's face it, he's redefined himself so many times. You know, is he a comedy guy? Is he an action guy? You know, is he a drama guy? You know, he really just did the whole breadth, and I think it just shows, you know, such a remarkable career when you put it all together. So, yeah, I think there's many special qualities, but I think for Sam, he never stopped loving the work. That's the truth of it.
Yeah. We were saying earlier, Leanne, that Will and I see him as a relatable actor. I think when you watch him in a film, it doesn't matter what sort of character he's playing, and across all of those genres that you mentioned, he feels relatable. It doesn't seem like something that comes across with all actors.
No, look, I think that relatability, well, you know, he as we all know, he grew up in Ireland and came to New Zealand when he was a pretty small kid, and, you know, grew up in the South Island. And it's tough there. It's tough in the South Island. You know, it's very remote. You have to learn how to either communicate and survive with people or become the other side, which is very isolationist. And, you know, Sam was a thinker. He did a whole series, I don't know if you've ever heard about it, called Cinema of Unease. And he basically was a documentary series, and he looked at the cinema of New Zealand and sort of said, you know, what is it about this sort of psyche, this isolationist psyche, and really dug into it. And, you know, of course, he also had a huge amount of comedy and took his insights and really developed a whole career. But deep down, he was really interested in people. And I think that with that relatability is that, you know, Sam talked to people. He talked about how he felt, how we think, and, you know, all of his films have that, you know, his great films have that complexity to them. And I think that sort of relatability that you talk about came from the fact that he really talked to people, and it wasn't just on screen. It's also, you know, so many people's hearts have obviously now, you know, people are reaching out and saying how much you meant to them. And, you know, he was like that behind the scenes as well. He was a very relatable guy and a very humble guy.
Yeah, that's certainly come through with the wonderful tributes we've heard over the last 24 hours. Leanne, thank you. Leanne Saunders from the SA Film Corp, the head of production there. Just on Leanne's point about his range, I've got a text here. One of my favourite Sam Neill films is Event Horizon. Very creepy, says John. I love that movie. It's a really... I'm not sure Sam Neill would say this is among, you know, his most prized roles. He's the villain in a sci-fi horror, essentially.
Yeah.
But he does that, and then we talk about Jurassic Park, and the heart of that role is a disgruntled old professional scientist who has no interest in family, who suddenly finds an affection for kids in this really traumatic scenario. And that's a very human role. And then there was this really sci-fi sort of spectacularly evil role. And he did them both, and he made them both feel real. That was terrific, Leanne. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Let's convene this jury.
In the criminal justice system, all defendants are innocent until proven guilty, either by confession, plea bargain, or trial by jury. This is one of those trials.
These sort of jury trial questions often get kind of fraught because there's no new room for nuance or wiggle room. This is about the shape of a crumpet.
Well, neither is there in a jury.
You're right.
Guilty
or
not
innocent.
guilty.
You can't hedge your bets. Are they
Square
round?
or round?
Or are they square, jury number one?
Oh, I think round.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, round's easier to spread with Vegemite in the morning, so round for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Vegemite, controversial topping for a crumpet.
And we got a few texts that say Vegemite on. You just go sweet. I think crumpet.
Butter and honey.
Jam or honey, yeah. Jury number two, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. My grandmother used to call anyone she didn't like a nasty bit of crumpet. I never quite knew what that meant, but Anyway, definitely
Was she
round.
talking about round or squares?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she was talking about the square ones because they're a bit weird. They've got the crease in the middle. You sort of cut them in half, or don't you? But round, traditional, yeah, definitely round.
Thank you. Thank you, juror number 2. Juror number 3, good morning.
Oh, definitely round because there's no square egg rings. So when you break an egg on them, you get egg juice yolk all over the crumpet.
An
Definitely
egg on a
round.
crumpet?
Egg on a crumpet. This is going to
I
lead.
love that.
This is innovation, this segment this morning. Juror number 4, good morning.
Who even considers a square crumpet? It's got to be round. And cheese spread melted into the crumpet. Got to try that, Stacey.
This is making me. We are careering towards the sort of crushing majority that makes me think, who are the square crumpets for? Juror number 5, good morning.
Good morning. Square crumpet.
Oh, well, that's for juror number 5.
Yes, I like square crumpets with Vegemite on there. Yummy, yummy.
What led you down the square path, juror number 5?
I don't know. I always think there's a square one, a better quality and everything than the round one.
Okay. All right, excellent. Good.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't like unanimous jury. Juror number 6, good morning.
Good morning, boys. Now, looking at the sales and if you compare between round and square, round is a better seller.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
So simple commercial reality.
Okay.
Juror number 7 will be the last one we take. Good morning to you.
Good morning. For me, bearing in mind, I come from an era where you could only buy crumpets in winter.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So I actually prefer the round ones that are Coles own brand, and I have peanut butter and honey on them.
Oh,
bit
best
of
combination.
sweet and
Peanut
salty.
butter and honey.
Juror number 7, thank you. We learnt a bit about both people's crumpet preferences and indeed the toppings too, which I think is
Yeah.
tremendous knowledge. Who do you like for the $100 Samtest seafood voucher?
Was it juror number 3 who suggested the egg? Because it's something I've never thought of.
Yeah, I think it was.
Juror number 3.
Juror
that's
number
it.
3, you got
Yeah.
$100 worth of Samtest seafood coming your way. You can slap a whiting on a crumpet if you like after that.
I agree with Daryl on the text line, by the way. Whatever's on special. I'll eat
Daryl.
whatever crumpet and the cheapest one I can find.
Oh, here I thought you were all about the round crumpet.
Whatever, I'll eat them all.
Yeah, they're all good. 8 o'clock, 5AA news time. Breaking at 8, not too far away.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Showers easing in 17 with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brettig.
Need a crash repairer you can trust? FIVEAA Panel Services delivers expert care to you and your vehicle.
Iran claims it's always been the guardian of the Strait of Hormuz and will remain so forever after the US vowed to impose costs on transiting ships. The UN's Maritime Agency says no country has the legal right to introduce mandatory tolls in international waterways. Middle East expert Aaron David Miller says Tehran is now treating the strait as a coercive weapon.
And that is creating a new strategic reality, which puts the Gulf states, the international economy, and the global oil economy at risk and gives them considerable leverage.
It comes as the US bombards Iran for the third consecutive night. 3 youths have been arrested after a break-in at a northern suburbs school. Just before 3, police were called to the school on Douglas Drive at Manopara after an alarm activated. A 17-year-old girl, 15-year-old boy and an 11-year-old boy were found inside a building. They've been charged with numerous offences, including serious criminal trespass and property damage. They will face the youth court at a later date. The opposition leader says he isn't worried about the back and forth of polls at this stage as he tries to rebuild the coalition. Support for One Nation has slipped in the most recent polling, while Angus Taylor has seen some improvement as preferred Prime Minister. He says he's focused on providing a viable alternative government.
Oh, I don't get into the polls up or down. I mean, look, the poll that matters in the end is the one on election day. I know it's trite, it's been said many times, but it's true. And so that's my focus. But my number one focus is on laying out our plan and our team.
A new survey shows a growing majority of Australians want house prices to fall. 61% of respondents to the Resolve survey support a decline in property prices. Support is highest among Labor voters. A survey of call centres at the nation's largest superannuation funds has found many are failing to meet basic customer service standards. Two funds, Australian Super and Team Super, struggle to even answer the phone. The research is expected to increase pressure on the federal government to progress mandatory standards for the sector. The tributes are continuing for actor Sam Neill, who's died at the age of 78. More from Alex Riddell.
One of the most versatile actors of his generation, Sam Neill starred in some of cinema's biggest films. Best known for his role in the Jurassic Park franchise, his celebrated career also included acclaimed films The Piano and The Dish. Born in Ireland and raised in New Zealand, Neill spent much of his life living in Sydney. In 2019, he received Australia's highest screen honour, the Longford Lyle Award at the Actors.
I continue to be immensely grateful for the opportunity to work here and the generosity that Australia has shown me for no really good reason.
He had recently overcome blood cancer and had been in remission before dying suddenly in hospital, surrounded by family.
And the board game Monopoly is being made into a reality TV show. Netflix is now looking for contestants for the new competition series, with 12 players to go head-to-head on a life-size Monopoly town square for a chance at a $2 million prize. Turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage doors are proudly and brilliantly made right in South Australia. Gliderol.com.au.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Kendall. The coaching race for the Tasmanian job's heating up, with John Longmire meeting with the club for a second time. Meantime, the Devils' job is believed to be down to 3 candidates, including former Port coach Ken Hinkley and Nathan Buckley. Well, Geelong is holding out a slim hope Jeremy Cameron's season isn't over just yet. The 33-year-old will have AC joint surgery this week, sidelining him for up to 6 weeks. And Collingwood heads to the tribunal tonight. They're set to challenge Billy Frampton's one-match ban for rough conduct. Let's go to cricket. Brendan McCullum says he's sorry for England's results under his leadership after he was sacked as Test coach. England has lost 7 of their past 9 tests and never beaten Australia or India in a Test series.
Just in the end, we weren't quite able to be able to get the results against, the big marquee series, obviously Ashes and India, and to not have got across the line in those series. And obviously, the results in the last little bit haven't been up to standard, and again for that, I'm sorry.
And in some soccer to finish, Spain and France have been put through their paces in the humid Texas heat. That's ahead of tomorrow's blockbuster semi-final at the FIFA World Cup. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate. Experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Morning there. A Medindi 2-car crash, Main North Road near Robe Terrace, seeing solid delays inbound through there at the moment. Seaton, Burstwater Main, Grange Road near Kinman Avenue. Slow for works at Sturt. Maureen Road near Sturt Road. And getting busy right now, South Road through Theberton, just near the Thebby Theatre. Cameras, Bundy's Road North Adelaide and Duthie Streets at Unley. For children, fighting cancer is one thing. Fighting adult treatments is another. Donate to the Children's Cancer Foundation to help fund gentler, kinder treatments for children. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
To the weather, showers easing in 17, partly cloudy tomorrow 16, and then sunny for Thursday and Friday, tops of 17. At the moment 12 on 5AA, Aways Adelaide.
50 scorching summers, 50 freezing winters, and only one Morford Air helped us through it all. Adelaide's own homegrown family air conditioning company, Morford Air, has kept South Australians cool and warm for over 50 years. That's half a century of comfort. So when it's too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air. morfordair.com.au.
Morford.
Sick of the wait after a car accident? Rain, hail or shine, Pro Paint and Panel has your back 24/7.
From towing and insurance paperwork to high standard repairs, they'll help get the process moving and your car back on the road.
Pro Paint and Panel, South Road, High Marsh.
You might remember Medical Alert as the bracelet that said asthma or diabetes or penicillin allergy. But Medical Alert has upgraded. Today, Medical Alert wearable accessories can connect first responders to your private medical profile by QR code. You control the information, you keep it updated. Because in an emergency, the smallest detail can make the biggest difference. Medical Alert is no longer just a bracelet. It's your medical story. View the range of wearables online at medicalert.org.au.
Here's another tyre safety message from Tyre Power. Long drive ahead? Make sure you check your tread. If in doubt, give the experts a shout at Tyre Power. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
Floorworld does a whole lot more than floors. G'day, Isaac Rankin here. I've recently had automated blinds installed at home by the team at Floorworld Port Adelaide, and they made it easy. They've got everything too. PVC and timber plantation shutters, rollers, panel gliders, varishades, curtains and shears. Whatever suits your place. If you're thinking about updating your home, mention this ad and you'll get 10% off your blinds or bundle it with flooring for an even better deal. Floorworld, Jeps Cross, Cheltenham, Norwood and Monopara.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Come up to see me. Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
There's nothing left.
Right after 8, breaking 8 coming up in just a moment. We're going to talk after 8 o'clock, 8:30 should I say, about dating apps and the work that's being done to legislate domestic violence abusers and other weirdos and creeps out of that world. Oh, stunned me when the acting premier, the Attorney General Kai Ma, yesterday said 200,000 South Australians are using dating apps, which if you think about it, that's 1 in, 5 people? No, it's probably more than that these days, isn't it? It's probably more like 1 in 6 or something. But still,
I think it's hard to be single and not be on a dating app.
Well,
these days
it's sort of that's the realisation that struck me. It's a lot of people when you consider how many are in families that are presumably aren't using it. Are then of a generation where you wouldn't have used it. So that would be everyone under the age of 30, you'd think.
Yeah,
or probably 40, maybe even. So we're going to get into that. That's a serious issue because it follows a little bit on from the social media crackdown for under 16s.
Yep.
How do you make these services safe for the people that want to use them properly, and how do you get these weirdos off of them? So we'll talk about that after 8:30. The other thing is a really tragic story out of Victoria that raises some questions for football ovals here in South Australia. A young Victorian bloke died, and the culprit was a concrete cricket pitch in the middle of a football oval. And this is the nature of sport in this beautiful country where we have cricket one season, football in the others, and not everyone's cricket pitch is a beautiful turf wicket that gets pristinely maintained over summer and then just becomes grass over winter. Some of them are the concrete pitches that they'll put some sort of green fake grass over the top of. In Victoria now, councils are reviewing all the grounds to check what's safe, what's not, what can we do as councils. What's happening here in South Australia? John Kernahan, the head of the AMOs here, the Adelaide Footy League CEO, will join us to talk about precisely that very, very shortly. But let's go breaking at 8 first.
Well, very soon the state government is going to have to make a decision on the future of the greyhound racing industry in South Australia. You might remember a few years ago, back in 2023, there was an inquiry into the industry after reports of shocking abuse and mistreatment of the animals involved in greyhound racing. And after the review took place, the industry was warned to clean its act up. It was the Premier who raised the possibility of banning the sport altogether if they didn't get their act together. And now they were given a 2-year period to implement the recommendations of that review. Well, that deadline has now been reached, and another report is expected to be handed to the government into the industry. As you can imagine, this is something that is at the heart of the Coalition for the Protection of Greyhounds, and Elle Trahair is from the coalition. Good morning to you, Elle. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Now, the industry says that it's cleaned up its act and has implemented all of the recommendations. Do you accept that?
Absolutely not. You know, from our position at the Coalition, you know, the inquiry in 2023 was the tip of the iceberg. That was after years and years of raising systemic issues of lack of oversight of dogs born into the industry, injuries, deaths, all sorts of horrific stuff. And it was just horrific that abuse was caught on camera, and that's what led to the inquiry. You know, we're nearly going to be at the 3-year mark from when that initial report was tabled in Parliament to seeing an outcome from the government, and, you know, those issues have just become the systemic issues that underpin the industry, and the lack of welfare and the lack of standards of care for dogs. I mean, that has just gone on and gotten worse over the reform period. From our point of view, I mean, you know, the injury rate in South Australia is leading the worst in the nation. Angle Park, that racetrack, the local track here, actually holds as the most dangerous racetrack in the nation as of last year. We've seen the last 2 years an industry plagued by scandals, you know, animal welfare breaches, multiple Trainer of the Year type awards redacted for doping dogs. We've seen abhorrent scandals come out of the industry during this reform period, and it provides no evidence or assurance of that a standard has been reached that the community would expect. And quite frankly, you know, from my point of view of being in this space and researching it for over 7 years now, I have got no assurance that the greyhounds that are born into this industry and currently in this industry, that there is actually visibility over their life and that they are afforded good welfare. In fact, the evidence on the ground suggests the otherwise, and there is no argument in my mind. A phase out is the most sensible, compassionate response that is actually looking at the evidence and doing the right things by the animals and the people in this industry as well.
Okay, that's Eltra Hare from the Coalition for the Protection of Greyhounds. Rhiannon Pearce is the Minister for Recreation, Sport and Racing, and we thought it wise to get the Minister on to see if the report has been received yet by the State Government. Minister, good morning to you. Is that the case?
Good morning to you both. No, it's not the case as of yet. The deadline just finished earlier this month, and the Industry Reform Inspector is going through those final recommendations, and then we'll be getting into his report writing. Now, I expect, and what has been reflected to me as recently as last week from the inspector, is that this is going to be quite a comprehensive review that is provided to us, which is what I believe we all expect to see. We don't want to see a tick and flick exercise in regards to the recommendations made. We really want to see an in-depth consideration of why they were made in the first place, have they been met, and a confidence in whether they have assisted in helping to lift the industry to meet community expectations.
Will there be, so we don't know the outcome, let's presume for a second that the requirements have been met. What ongoing requirements will there be for the industry to maintain operation in South Australia?
No, certainly. So that will form a part of the report that is provided to us. So it's not just a matter of whether or not they've been met and to what standard they have been met. It's also to provide the inspector with an ability to be able to provide a view on what the most appropriate oversight model is going forward, if it was to continue going forward.
And, Minister, if the report comes back and you're not happy with it, what are the options here? Do you just remove state government funding? Can you force the industry to shut down altogether? Can the industry even operate on its own without state government funding?
Well, they don't get a lot of support from us. It's essentially what they raise through betting and the like, so we don't lift them as that sense. Even the
But you do give them funding, don't you? Isn't there a couple $1 million a year funding?
Yeah, coming out of a proportion of what all racing industries gets from that as well. Look, I have every confidence that the inspector is taking this incredibly seriously. He has met with all sides of the spectrum. He has gone and revisited some of the recommendations made as well, really wanting to get this right, understanding how strongly both sides feel on this matter. So I have every confidence that it will be a comprehensive report that is provided back, a range of suggestions that are made within that as well. And I'm certainly eager to do everything I can once we work out whether or not the industry has been able to meet those community expectations as has been set out by that report.
Minister, have you sought counsel from the Tasmanian government or done any modelling on the method they have used, which is a phased removal of the industry by the end of this decade?
Yes, I've been following a lot of the states closely in terms of what models they have. We are quite unique in ourselves at the moment in terms of GRSA ultimately is responsible for GRSA, whereas Tasmania is exploring a FIVEAA, and that's looking at, for example, breeding caps, compensation for those who would like to exit the scheme, a block on having dogs being transported into the state. We've seen New Zealand itself has banned greyhound racing. Other states then have different integrity models. So I'm paying very close attention to what's happening around us, both within Australia and beyond, because we need to learn from these. There is clearly a growing sentiment in this space that we need to pay attention to.
Okay. So when do you expect to have the report and then a response, I guess?
No, certainly. So it was always been the third quarter of this year that I'm expecting a response. There's no hard date as such because I want this done properly, but it's always been third quarter of this year. There is then a period of time before that needs to be tabled into Parliament. But then in terms of our response, it really depends on how comprehensive this is, what's being asked to be done, and then having a clear look at that in terms of what the government is able to do in that space and in what timeframes they're able to do as well. But it is something we're taking seriously. We wouldn't have done the report and then instilled a racing inspector if we didn't want to get this right. And it's something that we will continue to follow and monitor very closely.
Well, we will as well, Minister. Thanks for your time this morning. That's Rhiannon Pearce, the Minister for Recreation, Sport and Racing.
David on the text line says, wherever money and animals are involved, animal abuse will occur. I'm not sure that's 100% the case. So I think...
I agree.
Well, I think commercial zoo operations are a good example of a case where they can be a private entity and there are places on earth where wonderful and really good conservation work is being done. Gambling and racing might be a different thing. I'm sure horse owners would disagree and say, well, there's a lot of beloved horses, but then animal rights people say, well, what happens to them when the racing stops?
And I just think, especially with the greyhound industry, apart from jobs, I see very little upside. Apart from the employment of people, what is the upside? If you're a problem gambler, it's great for you. I don't know who else it benefits apart from the people employed in the industry, personally.
Yes. The difficulty, though, is that we're talking about shutting down an industry on account of bad eggs and in the process shutting down people who have probably never done anything wrong in their life. And I think they deserve sympathy, those people. There'll be people that love their dogs that will be feeling as though they have been made the scapegoat for some pretty ordinary people out there. But it's happened in the ACT. It's happening in Tasmania, and all the indications were when this review was launched was South Australia was going to be next. So that feels like the trajectory of this. So it feels like we're going to get there. And this isn't a South Australian issue. These pressure points exist in New South Wales and Victoria and WA and elsewhere too. So it feels as though that's the way the industry is heading. 21 minutes after 8. We'll get to check traffic and come back in just a moment talking about cricket pitches on ovals and this awfully tragic scenario in Victoria that's prompted a review there. What's happening here in South Australia? We'll find out in just a moment. We're getting some stories. We've got a story through from someone who had bumped into a concrete pitch while playing footy a number of years back and came off second best. We'll read that out shortly. Wintertime snow and shine at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre multi-storey car park this Saturday. See horsepowercrew.com.
Morning there. Still got a two-car smash at Medindie getting cleaned up at the moment. Main North Road near Robe Terrace. Solid delays inbound through there at the moment. Seekonburst, Watermain, Grange Road near Kidman Avenue. Slowing up right now. South Road just near Theberton and the Thebby Theatre. And getting quite busy Main North Road at Enfield. Camera Awesome Terrace Norwood. A house is just a house until the doors make it yours. Get unbeatable value on interior door packages. Fully installed, visit doorsplus.com.au. Doors Plus, no fuss. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
Those sort of people are the guys that live in their mum's basements and type on bloody social media forums.
Adelaide's only local sports show.
Dimmer's got to be better, doesn't he? Who cares they walk down there?
The 5AA Sports Show.
Weekday afternoons from 4
on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Signs you may have big D envy. You've been invited to a mate's house to watch the footy, but you decline. Another mate's having a birthday bash. You make up an excuse not to attend. And finally, you feel like your partner is comparing what you have to what your mates have. Avoid Big D envy. Get in touch with Big Difference Home Improvements. From outdoor blinds to stunning verandas, pergolas, timber decking and carports. Big Difference Home Improvements will change your life. BigDifference.com.au.
A smashed or damaged windscreen can happen in a heartbeat, but it does get worse if you don't go to your local Complete Windscreens to get it fixed. You could be waiting weeks, and look, that's not on. Complete Windscreens has windscreens and glass for all makes and models in stock right now with 15 technicians standing by to get you back on the road. You don't need to wait. Tell your insurance company you want Complete Windscreens on the job. CompleteWindscreens.com.au. Look for the big red koala.
Go Harvey Norman. Buy with no deposit 60 months interest-free on a participating Latitude credit card and get a bonus gift card up to $1,000. Furniture, bedding, TVs, fridges, computers and more. Shop with no deposit 60 months interest-free on a participating credit card from Latitude Financial Services and get a bonus $100 gift card for every $1,000 you spend. Monthly credit card fee currently $11.95 applies. Subject to change. New customers must be approved. Minimum finance $1,000. Equal monthly payments, T's and C's, charges and product exclusions. Don't miss this huge offer at Harvey Norman now.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. On time, on budget, on the job.
Or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
Ladies, is the need to wheel the time making your life a misery? Caruso's Wee Less to the rescue. Caruso's Wee Less contains Schisandra chinensis, a fruit extract traditionally used in Chinese medicine to relieve urinary frequency. So if your need to wheel the time is getting in the way of your social life, try Caruso's Wee Less today. Caruso's Wee Less is made in Australia, comes with a money-back guarantee and is available from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knockdown, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
25 minutes after 8, got a text a short time ago. Where was it from? Mark, who says, I once broke my arm in 3 places in 1980 because of a concrete oval and pitch. It was a school oval. They just put dirt over the top of it to cover it up.
That's the 80s, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the 80s. Mark in Barry Hills. Thank you, Mark. And the genesis of this story is a desperately sad one. Nathan Fitzgerald is was a young footballer in Victoria who died, and his death has prompted local councils there to conduct a review of all ovals in their remit to determine what can be done to make grounds with concrete pitches safe for football. And it got us thinking, well, what happens here in South Australia? John Kernahan is the CEO of the Adelaide Footy League. John, good morning to you.
Morning. Thank you.
I almost gave you Andrew Dillon's job.
You did.
So do we face this problem here, John? Is it something that's been thought of previously? And what kind of risk mitigation happens here in Adelaide?
Well, there is the standard, and I use the word standard because it is an AFL standard of covering it with either dirt or the gecko pitches, which is the synthetic turf. I think it needs to be made really clear that there are risks. Some are natural risks, some are unnatural risks in footy, and we do our best to mitigate it. Even if we're to accept that it's not ideal and we shouldn't be having cricket pitches at all on footy ovals, then that's a whole nother level of consideration in that councils are going to have to take control and remove the cricket pitches because they're not the football responsibility. Of course, it's our responsibility that we schedule the matches on those ovals. But what's the solution in the short term if we don't? Do we shut those clubs down until the cricket pitches are fixed? I mean, it's really. I appreciate this could be conceived or that it's cold and heartless, but there's no evidence at this stage that the death of that particular player that has motivated all this conversation around cricket pitches is because of the cricket pitch.
So you think this is all a bit? This is a bit.
No. I'm not. No, I don't think so. Listen, no, not at all. I don't think it's an overreaction or a beat-up. But the player was friendly fire, had a clash of heads with his teammate and landed on the cricket pitch. There's no evidence to suggest that the player is dead because of the cricket pitch.
Right.
So-
How many clubs would you say around Adelaide have a concrete pitch? Is that sort of?
Listen, we've done an audit. There's 4.
Okay. Oh, so it's not. We're not talking about 50 different clubs here. We're talking about 4 different clubs.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And so
we've got 4 in Adelaide. Now, I would imagine, I've seen some correspondence over the course of the last week and a half. Councils are feverishly auditing their own, Australia-wide, not just in Melbourne or South Australia. Councils are feverishly auditing their own facilities as we speak because of the risk factor. No one's dismissing it. But cricket pitches, football or soccer or rugby have been played over cricket pitches, cement cricket pitches covered by either turf or the gecko, and that technology has gotten better over time as well. For years. For years. Now that doesn't. But and I just listened to one of your text messages before. Someone broke his arm. Arms have been broken playing footy for a long time. Long time. Let's not make it all about cricket pitches.
But just because something's been happening for a long time, does that mean we shouldn't try and make it safer?
No, you've just twisted something I said. Arms have been broken playing football, generally speaking, for hundreds of years. I mean, if you want to drill down onto cricket pitches, let's do a specific audit on the injuries to cricket pitches. Not every injury. So I'm not dismissing it as an issue.
No,
but
well, you guys did.
Let's get some. Let's get no. It might to you. It's a context. Let's get it into context.
So when you guys did an audit of it, what prompted that?
We do it. Well, it's a completely different issue. We were doing an audit because we were trying to work out where, and this talks to another problem, we were trying to work out where we could have a whole heap of matches being played on non-turf cricket pitches because of the recent rains. Right. Because everyone said that was a risk.
Yeah.
So you were looking at the concrete pitches as a positive?
Well, an alternative.
Yeah. So have local governments made any contact with your organisation, John?
No, I mean, we're down the food chain a bit. I mean, that's the SANFL and the AFL thing.
Yeah. Be interested to see if it ultimately...
But I know the SANFL are looking at this as well. The AFL are looking at it as well. But it all comes down to green space.
The turf question's an interesting one. So do ovals with good, nice turf pitches... I mean, there's a sample ovals with nice turf pitches. There's obviously a way around it. Does that just restrict access for the ammos for a period of time, or there are certain ovals you just don't get access to at all?
Well, that depends on the specific council that has oversight on that facility.
Because I'm just trying to think in the context of if this is a problem in search of a solution, that maybe councils funding some turf pitches might be of benefit, but obviously that poses some different problems for you guys as well, it sounds like.
Well, no, not at all. Not at all. All I'm saying is that everyone is so risk averse these days that even a turf pitch in the last month, we were hammered with inquiries or complaints or offering variations because they didn't want to play, or what were we going to do about a team that might have been playing on mud? That had a risk element to it.
Yeah, well, we got a few texts from people saying I can vouch for this. Turf pitches, when it dries out, are like concrete. They can feel that way as well. John Kernahan, the Adelaide Footy League CEO, thank you. It sounds like something that councils and the SANFL are indeed looking at here in South Australia as well. A lot of texts coming through. We might read them out after 8:30 because a lot of our listeners have some concerns about this, and they think it is a problem that does require some attention. So we'll get into that shortly.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Showers easing in 17 with the 8:30 news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Bratty.
Had a collision? Get in touch with FIVEAA Panel Services and have your car returned to its former beauty.
The US has launched a new wave of strikes against Iranian targets. It comes as President Donald Trump reveals plans to reimpose the blockade of Iranian ports and to charge nations for using the Strait of Hormuz. The UN shipping agency says there is no legal basis for a US toll on the key shipping route. Police are investigating after a stolen car was found torched in Ridgehaven overnight. Just before 5, police were called to Golden Grove Road after reports a car was engulfed in flames in a nearby car park. The black Holden sedan was completely destroyed. Checks on the vehicle revealed it was stolen from Andrews Farm during the night. A frightening experience for a woman at Port Augusta West this morning. Senior Constable Matt Brown says she woke to see a man trying to break into her house in Mildred Street.
The man fled the scene, but patrols arrived quickly. The man was arrested nearby in Hartley Street. The 37-year-old local man will face numerous charges, including being unlawfully on premises and hinder police.
New South Wales police believe they've now charged the man who coordinated the kidnapping and murder of Sydney grandfather Chris Bagsarian. The 85-year-old was taken from his North Ryde home in a case of mistaken identity before his body was found 11 days later. 7 people are already before the court and police say they've now charged another 4. Co-stars and colleagues are remembering actor Sam Neill, who's died suddenly aged 78. Nicole Kidman, who starred with him in Dead Karmas, called him one of the greats and a joy to be around, while comedian Magnus Sabansky says he was an exceptional man, talented, kind, classy, wryly hilarious and loving. Film producer Leanne Saunders worked with him on Hunt for the Wilder People and says his depth of work was incredible.
Every single role that he did, he brought something to, and I also think he had a tremendous curiosity. So he never stopped working with people who were new, who were emerging, and so he never rested on his laurels. He was always looking for something new, and let's face it, he's redefined himself so many times.
Terrorism police have now been called in to investigate the murder of a prominent British politician. More from Gavin Gray in the UK.
Counter-terrorism police are now leading inquiries into the death of Anne Widdicombe at her home in Devon after what officers are describing as new information and evidence came to light. A 28-year-old from Yorkshire, more than 400 kilometres from where the body was found, was originally arrested on suspicion of murder. Within 48 hours, the white British man has now been re-arrested on suspicion of commission, preparation or instigation of acts of terrorism. 78-year-old Widdicombe, former Conservative minister turned Reform UK spokeswoman, was found dead, having suffered serious injuries. However, originally it wasn't being treated as murder. Now other MPs and former MPs are questioning their own security needs.
First aid organisations launching a pocket-sized tool to help those in cardiac arrest. The St John pocket defibrillator is about the size of a soft drink can. St John ambulance spokesperson Brendan Marr says it could help save lives.
When it comes to cardiac arrest, survival chances decrease by around 10% for every minute that passes without receiving CPR and defibrillation.
Now turning to 5AA Sport. Here's Tom Wren.
From designer to traditional or contemporary, there's a Gliderol garage door to match your home. Gliderol.com.au.
Thank you, Kendall. Let's start with football. Mitch Georgiades and Zach Butters are both out of this side to tackle Fremantle on Saturday, but despite the fact they've got those players out and Jason Horne-Francis being suspended, Dockers defender Liam Ryan says they will not be underestimating them. Ryan telling Sports Today they will not take them lightly, with Josh Carr ensuring his side is always hard to beat.
We want to take the fans out of it, so I'm going to have to start well. And we know Kari. Kari's used to coach at us, and he knows our game plan well. And we're expecting a fair old physical game, and it's going to be a solid game, hard game. We're going to have to be on our A game.
The Wallabies are staring down the barrel of unwanted history and a third straight defeat to Italy this weekend. Fly half Ben Donaldson says the squad is desperate to bounce back from losses to Ireland and France with a win in Perth.
Honestly, we've probably just beaten ourselves the past few weeks. We've created a lot of good opportunity. We played really well in the first half in both games, and we've kind of fallen off towards the second half in both games. So similar to last week, discipline is a big thing, and then just finishing opportunities. We're creating a lot. We're just not quite finishing them, especially in the second half.
Meantime, in rugby league news, the Melbourne Storm will be without Cam Munster for up to 6 weeks as they desperately try to fight to get themselves into the top 8. He's having surgery to repair cartilage in his knee. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Regency Park, a broken down truck, Grand Junction Road near Gallipoli Drive, causing a few delays and headaches this morning. But indeed, 2-car crash, Main North Road near Robe, terrorist delays inbound, and Seaton to Boost. What a to look out for on the drive in Grange Road near Kidman Avenue. Early morning camera, here's the Bright Angle Vale. Nominations are now open for the 2027 Australian of the Year Awards. Who inspires you? Nominate now at australianoftheyear.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
To the weather, showers easing in 17, partly cloudy tomorrow 16 and sunny on Thursday and Friday, tops of 17. At the moment 12 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Wearing the same few layers on repeat? The Gazman Winter Sale is now on. Enjoy up to 40% off selected styles with premium knitwear and cotton shirts from $69.95, plus all denim now $89. In-store and online now. Gazman.
Folks, join the convo with me, Cornsey, on the Conversations with Cornsey podcast. You can find it on the 5AA Player app.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
Mawson Lakes Volkswagen has a problem. Too many Volkswagens, not enough space. Yep, they're overstocked, and that's very good news for you because every demo is priced to clear, like right now. Their solution? A huge demo clearance with hot prices. But that's not all. They're offering immediate delivery and finance so easy, you'll wonder why you didn't do this sooner. But don't wait. These demo Volkswagens won't sit around for long. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
There's a moment every family hopes for. When you walk in and they're just happy, settled, themselves, and you realise the decision you agonised over was the right one all along. Para Ability Community Care is one of the state's largest and most trusted disability accommodation providers. We're improving lives in small ways every day. Our PAC fully trained carers give your loved one the life they deserve and give you back the relationship you always wanted. Experience our kindness and connection. Visit ourpac.com.au.
Credit Union SA was started by teachers for teachers. And we're still supporting the education community here in South Australia today. Through our Knowledge Counts banking benefits package, we provide special offers, discounts and products for the South Australian education community and their eligible immediate family members. It's our way of saying thank you. Search Credit Union SA Knowledge Counts for more information and to check your eligibility. Terms, conditions and lending criteria apply.
Great things begin with the right space. A space to work, a space to store, a space to create. Right now, build the space you've always wanted with Olympic Industries sheds, garages and outdoor storage designed for Australian lifestyles. Visit one of Olympic Industries' inspiration centres today and bring your space to life. Start something with the Olympic Industries sale. On now.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
18 minutes to 9. Lots of feedback to our chat with John Kernahan about what's going on in Victoria. Big debate there at the moment about concrete cricket pitches on ovals and whether they are safe, and councils there, and indeed, as John told us here, are doing a review at the moment for such ovals that the Amateur Football League has to deal with. He spoke a bit about the logistical issues, but our listeners have a range of concerns that we'll get to. Remember, you can watch along on the live stream as well. Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in my boots. Register or donate today. Walkamile.org.au, Facebook and YouTube. Let's do a couple of texts.
Yeah. Paul says if they had to remove all concrete pitches each year, you'd possibly send a lot of small regional cricket clubs broke.
Yeah.
Most regional pitches are concrete and play on the same oval as cricket.
Yeah.
Which,
It's totally fair. No one's suggesting there's some easy solution to this
No.
because one thing sporting clubs actually really care about is the well-being of the people that play at their club.
Yeah.
Like these are run by mums and dads. Like we get that. That's why we were trying to. There was no witch hunt against John Kernahan there. It was interest out of
No.
what's happening interstate.
No. Tanya makes the point, though, about the way John Kernahan was in the interview. She says, I can understand what he's trying to say, but he was argumentative and defensive. It means his message got lost. And I was not quite understanding the intensity there.
There was no accusation against that Adelaide Football League. It was just that this is something that's been raised now. So I wonder what council may well come back and say, look, there's not a solution that is of benefit here. You know, there's not something that's affordable, effective, that isn't going to bankrupt clubs and actually will make anyone particularly safer.
They're all valid questions that, as you say, councils and the Football League itself are asking right now.
So keep them coming in, 0480 08 1395. We want to talk about an issue that came up yesterday, and I confess the more I read about it, the more questions I had about it than answers, a bit like the concrete pitch issue, and it goes to the use of dating apps. 200,000 South Australians are currently on dating apps, and the nature of these interactions is that you are, by nature, meeting people with whom you have no other connection with, no knowledge of. You don't know their circle of friends, where they live, what their history is. And unfortunately, that's ripe for people who have a history of domestic violence, people who are abusers under all sorts of guises, meeting up with people with whom, frankly, they shouldn't. They shouldn't be in circulation. They shouldn't be in the dating pool. And you've got an example, Stacey, in your world.
A personal experience of someone in my life, a friend, went on a date with a guy. She was really happy with it, and they met online. They met on an app. She actually sent a group chat to friends, clear the bench, girls, I found the one. She was really happy.
Oh, wow.
And then she went on, you might know about these Facebook groups. They're called Is This Your Man? Or, you know, they're different names, but she just thought, I'll search his name on this group just to be safe, because that's what you do as a woman in the dating world. She searched his name, and a photo of him came up. And in these groups, you can share a photo or information about someone and just say, do you know this person? Are they okay? Maybe I've felt a bit uneasy. What's going on here? And a photo of him came up, and lots of comments, red flag, red flag, red flag. And one comment stuck out to her, domestic violence. So she called a police station and got a cop on the other end of the line. I'll say it was interstate. In case anyone's listening, it wasn't here in South Australia. It was interstate. And the cop on the other end of the phone said, look, I can't tell you anything in detail about this person, but what I will say is there are multiple intervention orders out against this man, and there are a number of matters in court that relate to violence of a domestic partner. And so she said, all right, that's enough of a red flag for me to cut contact. And
how many people don't have the wherewithal necessarily to go to those forums or to
search or
get lucky in searching?
Get lucky in searching, or get a cop on the other end of the phone who was willing to say something maybe they shouldn't have, or, you know, give you an indication. And she was lucky in that situation. But for so many other people in the dating world, they're not that lucky, which is why the state government is moving to try and prevent these domestic violence offenders, child sex offenders, from being able to access online dating profiles. And Lisa Scanlon is a survivor and has been advocating for this for some time. She joins you this morning. Hello, Lisa.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Thank you for your time, because I can only imagine, as someone who's been in your situation, in the sort of relationship that you were in, to see your former partner on one of these dating apps, it would be a surreal experience.
Yeah, look, it's not a great situation to be in, I think, for anybody. And when you've been through something like domestic family violence or coercive control, to then see the person who's put you through that out there essentially, you know, fishing for the next person, the next victim survivor, it's really concerning.
So is there a model, Lisa, for how this works well anywhere in the world, or are we breaking new ground?
I believe that this would be world first from everything that I've spoken with the Attorney General around. And everything that I've read online, I'm fairly certain that South Australia would be leading the way, the same way that they have with the banning of social media for the under 16-year-olds, which is actually where this has come from.
And that ban has been welcomed across the globe. it's also, there's been some issues with it. It's not as straightforward as you might think. There's still a lot of people under the age of 16 on social media, and I imagine this ban might be just as difficult to enforce because, you know, people can change the way they look or maybe change their name on a dating profile. So there would be ways people could work around it.
Absolutely. And I don't think anyone thinks that, you know, bringing this legislation in is going to be this, you know, one stop, you know, fixes everything type of thing. But legislation also doesn't have to eliminate every risk to make it worthwhile. I think the way I've been explaining it to some people is, you know, you think about, you know, people who are on the road who get done for drink driving, you know, that is a criminal offence. Their licence gets taken away for X amount of time to keep other people safe. Now, does it deter absolutely everybody from getting behind the wheel? No. But does it deter, you know, a substantial number of people? Absolutely. And it also then gives law enforcement the ability to do something about it if those people are caught. And any small step that is moving towards keeping, you know, potential victim survivors safe is something that I really think we should welcome.
Functionally, Lisa, how would it work? So would you have to use some form of ID, and then would that be then cross-referenced against some database to sign up? I'm just wondering how it actually works in the first place.
Yeah, so that part of it is still being discussed. So yesterday, after we had the press conference, we went into a round table at Parliament House with a bunch of key stakeholders, like people from Women's Safety Services South Australia, with Match Group, Our Watch, the Law Society and whatnot, to discuss exactly how it would work and sort of, what criminal offences would be sort of encompassed within that. I believe that it would be self-governed. So again, so it would become a criminal offence. So if you've been convicted of domestic family violence charges, child sex offences or sexual assault, that, for X amount of time you would be banned from being on online dating apps. And then if you are found to have been on there, then, like I said, law enforcement would have the ability to act on it. The exact sort of parameters haven't been finalised whatsoever. We are in preliminary conversation around that.
Well,
Lisa,
hope
thank
they
you.
can make it work.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have any issue with this working. It's just
No.
we just like to see it work effectively because, as you say, the social media ban for under 16s has been worked in small part, we think. Small,
yeah.
if at all. Lisa, thank you. Lisa Scanlon is pioneering that move. Getting some good text through on this front, actually.
Yeah, we are. Jen has a happy story. She says, my daughter refused dating apps, met a fella the old-fashioned way at work, had a lot in common, same profession, good friends. She's in the 20 to 25-year age range and she's rare. Her friends would say, get on Tinder, and she'd say, absolutely not.
Well, congratulations to them for navigating the modern world of HR departments to have a relationship in the workplace. That's tremendous, Jen. Good on her. Debbie says it's no different to meeting someone in Powerball. At a Powerball club or out somewhere, there are risks. And yes, there are risks, but I suppose if you've met them somewhere, you've met them.
You see them in
You've
person.
seen them, you've got a vibe from them at very least, and that's not 100%, but people's instincts are often pretty good. The problem with the app is it's just texts.
Yeah.
And the images might be fake. And
Well, we know what catfish are in this day
Exactly
and age.
right.
You can post any photo online and pretend it to be you, or heavily edited photo as well.
That's right. Scott in Modbury our good friend Scott raises an excellent point. He says, guys, domestic violence, banning the dish lickers. Can we end the show on a happy note and get to the bottom of how neither of you have ever had the delicacy that is egg on toast? The joy of the yolk soaked through the crumpets with all melted butter. How? Asks Scott.
I've had egg on toast, Scott, just not
but
egg on crumpet.
Not egg on crumpet. Scott is outraged about this. And Scott,
And fair enough.
if your need for crumpet related content is not yet satiated, I would suggest hang around, because after the break we will go full frivolous and stupid just for you, Scott, because we love your contributions over the journey. Let's check traffic. Wintertime snow and shine at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre multi-storey car park this Saturday. See horsepowercrew.com.
At Regency Park, a broken down truck, Grand Junction Road near Gallipoli Drive, causing a few delays and headaches. Seeking to burst Watermain, Grange Road near Kidman Avenue. Look out from the drive-in. Getting quite busy at the moment. South Road through Glandore and Edwardstown. And also slowing up for the drive-in, Fullerton Road near the Glen Osmond Road intersection. Camera, Salisbury Highway, Dry Creek. Nominations are now open for the 2027 Australian of the Year Awards. Who inspires you? Nominate now at australianoftheyear.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
Means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, Premier Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for Premier Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Tiles and grout, they're an open invitation for mould. You can scrub and seal it, but it'll be back. Installing Mr. Wet Wall is a smarter option, and you can lay it over existing tiles. Mr. Wet Wall beats the look and maintenance of tiles hands down. No grout, no mould, and completely waterproof. Mr. Wet Wall takes half the time to install. It means your costs are kept down. So why wouldn't you, Mr. Wet Wall? Take a look at MrWetWall.com.
There are many reasons why Steinborner Automotive is well worth a trip, with over 400 cars in stock across 10 yards in Gawler, Barossa and Clare, including Steinborner Commercial Yard in Gawler, SA's biggest yard dedicated to certified low-kilometre used cars, utes, vans, 4x4s and, of course, the new Jack Ute. Along with outstanding service from our award-winning staff, you know it's well worth a trip to Steinborner Commercial Yard and Gawler Jack. View our whole range at steinborner.com.au.
When you're gone, who gets the things that matter most? Like the family business that must go on to support the next generation and the one after that. If you don't plan now, it could get messy. Donlan Lawyers specialise in wills and estate planning. From the simplest to the most complex, Donlan Lawyers will give effect to your wishes. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com. Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
5 minutes to 9. We want to play a little game of Nearest to the Pin. Have you heard? We play Nearest to the Pin from time to time on the program, Stacey. It's one of our favourites.
That's one of the great moments in live golf history.
Nearest the Pin on 5AA Breakfast.
Nearest the Pin is great because it's ungoogleable. So it's a modern radio competition that works. And good luck Googling this.
Get on the live stream. I'm holding up a crumpet near my
Jump
face.
on the live stream thanks to the excellent Walk a Mile people, walkamile.org.au. Stacey has the controversial square crumpet next to her face. Actually good for scale.
See, they are bigger.
They are bigger.
They are bigger.
That is a big
around.
one. How many holes in a crumpet? The square crumpet. And just for those that aren't on the live stream, it's about the same size as Stacey's head.
I don't know if that says more about the crumpet on my head, but anyway.
Both a normal-sized head and a normal-sized crumpet.
Thank you.
822 300 How many holes are in it? It's a lot.
Yeah.
It almost feels to me like Jess might have an HR complaint for having to have been tasked with this morning. I think it's actually technically workplace bullying.
You can't see it on the live stream, but there's pen marks on this crumpet. Here I was hoping I'd be able to eat the crumpet, but not after it's been touched and marked by pens
It's been
and hands.
marked up by our official. We need one of those comptometrists.
I like that. And I had a bit of a moment earlier because Rob on the text line says, also on crumpets, do you toast only the top or both sides? Because I know people that swear by both ways. Of course you toast the whole thing. Don't you just put the whole thing in a toaster?
Who's got a toaster that only toasts one side?
Unless you're putting it in a grill.
Mine sort of does because it's a bit old now, so you've got to flip it over halfway through.
Come on, surely our friends at Smeg can sort you out with a new
Smeg. We love Smeg. That's absolutely correct, Stacey. Excellent point. Vinning, how many holes in the crumpet?
Oh, no, 350.
350, all right.
350. It's a good way to get us started. Tina, how many do you think?
I reckon it would be about 990.
Excellent. Thank you, Tina. If it is 990, that genuinely is an HR issue for Jess. Simon in Flagstaff Hill, good morning.
$297.
You, Simon. Joe, good morning.
640.
Good stuff, Joe. Tony up in Darwin. What's the weather like in Darwin, Tony?
It's about 28 degrees.
Stupid question, isn't it? It's always 28 degrees.
Stop it.
Well, flew into Melbourne and Adelaide on the weekend. Melbourne was 4 and Adelaide was 8. So I'm back up here now, thank God.
How many holes do you reckon, Tony?
720.
Thank you. Kay in Woodville, good morning.
Oh, hi. Did the last person say 700?
720, they said.
Oh, my goodness. I thought it'd be more like 85.
85. So that's the low number. Thank you, Kay.
I was going to say about 135.
135. Do we have a number?
What is it?
The number
Oh, here we go.
is 309.
Oh, that means Simon is the closest.
Simon, congratulations. You can brag to all of your friends that you're most accurate at estimating the number of holes in a crumpet. 309.
Mm-hmm.
We should get that made into a little plaque for Simon. I think that'd be terrific.
So just hold one second. We can't finish up yet. Someone's toaster has a crumpet setting. I need this in my life. Where do I find one?
Text in more information, person. They haven't put their name to it, so we need more information. Scott says, guys, just whack an egg on that crumpet, Stacey, and you won't see the pen marks.
Problem solved.
I think for the purposes of program research, you need to have egg on that crumpet.
I need
for
to try
Scott
it.
And to come back and report back to Scott.
Okay, done. I will try it.
Homework set. Should we just check traffic before we go? It's better to be a member with RAA Road Service. There's some very scary headlines about the moment about petrol prices jumping back up. That said, this morning, it's all pretty good, especially if you're at the Leroy's at Monopara. That's at $1.56.5. The United at Old Noarlunga, $1.57.5. The United Elizabeth South, $1.57.5. They're all terrific prices. And diesel-wise, you're looking at the Mobile Torrensville, $1.79.5. And the Liberty Seaford down south, that too, $1.79.5. Enjoy your Tuesday, folks. We'll catch you tomorrow from 6. Stacey's got a crumpet to eat.